We'll just watch this nice COS key for a bit. Wait for
Yeah.
the timer to tick down. You still enjoying the rogue?
I think it's a fun class, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it got
But
the
it's
cast
like
off.
I want to try S as well once I get the high level daggers. Because my issue is I don't have Sylvanas daggers, and that's bis for sub.
Yeah.
Often at least.
I'm not even sure when you replace this like one mythic, right? You'd only wear it in offhand.
Yeah.
So
I know there's
disgusting.
some weapon swap shenanigans,
Yeah, I've heard about that as well.
but I'm not sure if it's actually. I know it's probably best in slot in execute, but I'm not sure if. I'm actually not sure if it even is. Like 3 or like 285 or whatever it is. Yeah, 285.
But I swear,
I
like,
keep forgetting what the first number is.
I swear, like once a month, like James will post like in the Rogue channel or like randomly somewhere, like this crazy exploit for to get like max Rogue dagger stacks on the pole.
Yeah.
I was like, how broken is this spec, man? Or they're like fucking weapon swapping and doing some crazy shit.
Yeah. We actually had something similar for that for Raglan. You could swap out Raglan one stack before it procced, and then you could just keep it in your bags until you wanted it for your burst. So
Oh,
you would have like basically a Chaos Bane, yeah, in your
yeah.
burst every time. But this got fixed. I'm not sure when because I never had the dagger, but once I got it a mythic, I got a mythic on like my first Vault farm. And once I wanted to try it because we talked about it, but it didn't work. So they must have fixed it because it did work at some point.
Yeah. The thing I think he was saying this like months ago, but there's something where like you get like sacked by a paladin on pull and get like max dagger stacks somehow. It's very
Fuck.
strange.
How does that even work?
I don't know. Did you see the heal bugged again on the jailer?
Yeah, the German guild, yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy though.
Okay, one thing is, dude, that guild pushed the boss so fast in phase 3. Did you see?
No, I didn't.
They pushed it before the torments in phase 3.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then they also missed it one pull, right? They like like they got the torment animation. The torments dropped and the boss was like 10.5%. It hadn't pushed into phase 4 yet, and the torments came down as phase 4 torments, like defiles.
Wait, the torment went through to P4 or what? What
So
is
they
like?
got the last torments of phase 3, right? And the boss hadn't pushed.
Yeah,
But it came
yeah,
down
exactly.
as defile torments. You know, instead of the
Oh
ads.
my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like they pushed the boss like 5 seconds after.
Jesus, the boss just doesn't work.
Yeah, it actually just doesn't
It
work.
actually doesn't work.
Like, there's no like semblance of working at all, honestly. Holy. And I don't even know what causes the heal to bug, because like I don't think it's just mind
All
games.
I heard that it's when Azeroth dies as you face.
No, that was also fake.
Okay, then
Yeah. It's
maybe
like
Mirrors is still bugged. I'm not sure.
he like said that and then went to the other pull, they bugged it, and Azeroth was at 15 HP when they phased it, and he was like, "Oh, never mind."
Okay, I'm not sure then.
Yeah. Wait, like it does seem to be like something with mind games, but it's like unclear whether it's like because he's like mid auto or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they had a pull where mind games just didn't work, so it has to be like something else as well. Very bugged, crazy.
Maybe it's something to do with the healing reduction. Like maybe it's like additive or some shit by mistake. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it just acts like a heal. Like Mortal Strike fucking works on it. Like hello,
Yeah,
why does Mortal Strike
exactly.
work on it?
I'm
And
not
that was
entirely sure.
and they said that was intended. That Mortal Strike work like for fun. I don't. Why?
I'm
Why?
not sure because I don't know. I feel like shit like that should be in the journal. I don't know. In a way, like it should say like reduced by healing reduction effects or some shit. It's weird, like because we thought it was just bugged, but
Yeah, I
turns
feel
out
like it's super weird.
yeah.
Like it made sense when it was just Mirrors of Torment. Like that ability's known bug to like interrupt things that like should be uninterruptible, like Trank, like the PvP Trank.
Yeah, yeah, that it
But
did interrupt that actually.
fucking mind games. I don't.
I don't know. It just feels so weird. Like especially because I feel like that should be have thought out. Like they should have thought of mind games when they nerfed how mirrors did it. Like that comes to mind instantly to me as well. Like how do we bug it again? Oh, it's mind games probably. Maybe mind games can work.
Yeah, I'm just not sure why. I think like it has to be like part of him like channeling. Like they should just have it like set his HP to like this amount, and then like he can still do the channel RP. It's just not tied to the healing effect.
Yeah,
Like, cause they had to like in the code they had to like classify it as healing it for it to be like affected by all these like anti-healing stuff. So just weird.
I 100% will still stand by that. This was supposed to be 2 raids.
Anyway, for sure.
Like
There's no way.
thematically, I don't know what the law is, but there's no way Anduin fits thematically into that raid. Like I don't get it. Like you have these cosmic guys and shit, and then you have like the jailer and and the Lich King. Like what? Like
Yeah,
thematically, I don't actually get it.
it really feels like we were meant to kill like free Anduin from like the jailer's control and then go into another raid. Um, and like take care like with Anduin's help and then like take care of the jailer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it feels like too.
What kind of shit is going on here in this pool?
I think this
Oh
is a
my.
reset angle.
Yeah. Did you remember
I think
the
this is a
MDI
reset angle.
drama on this boss?
Wait, what happened on this boss in MDR? Actually,
Uh,
I'm trying to
Echo.
remember.
Echo was you'd pull. You'd kill two of the ads like before the boss, right? And then you take and then you'd reset the boss, I think, and the ad would just like go away. It's something like that.
I don't actually remember it. I don't
Yeah,
remember the drama.
it was like a creative use of game mechanics to like not do the like small like not do the ads on her like to before you fight her. Um,
Yeah,
and
but now that you said, I remember there was something about this boss you could do.
yeah, people got super upset when they did it in MDI or something.
Yeah. Why did I always want to pull it that far? Is it for the Legion shit? Yes, it is.
I'm so nostalgic for these dungeons. So bad.
Yeah. I actually do miss them a lot. I mean, the thing is as well is like, even though I spam Vault, which might have been one of the worst dungeons ever made, it was still fun. Like, I still remember how much
Yeah.
fun I had in this game back then. You're always gonna pull it out or what?
I'm trying to think of like what I didn't like about Vault.
There's no big pulls really. The spider room is dog shit.
Yeah. It's true. Well, the first room is big pulls.
That's true.
Did you remember
But
like you would run through all the packs at the beginning, pull like death grip the mini boss into the pack, and then go nuclear?
yeah, I actually do
Did you
remember
play
that.
mage
But
back
that's
then?
I actually played warrior and warlock, and I mean I did play mage still,
Yeah.
but it was not my main. I main block.
Dude, the mages just took the ship trinket from Antorus and
Yeah.
exploded everything. It was actually
I did.
bonkers.
Yeah, I mean, I did main mage at the end of. It was really fun with the ship trinket
Yeah.
and Dragon's Breath Helm.
Yeah.
I played Fury Warrior, and that the convergence plus Draught of Souls combo was too OP.
Yeah.
The Gul'dan trinket just did like half my damage. Some shit.
Rip trinkets.
Yeah, raid trinkets are dog shit. Like
Since
actually
Legion,
dog
I
shit.
feel like the trinket's been bad.
Yeah, it's actually terrible. Especially Shadowlands. The only one that I think was remotely interesting was actually Soul Igniter.
I don't even know
Because you
where that
still had to
is.
kind of. It's
You
the
mean
one from Kel'Thas in Nethria. It's this one.
wow? Yeah, I did not know about
Yeah,
that.
it's. I think only Fire Mage played it
Yeah.
because it scaled with the conduit. Did fire damage.
Wait, that's so dumb.
But
It's
yeah,
it's scale with
but you
Infernal
basically
Cascade.
like you. Yeah, it did. But it did not crit. It did not crit with combust.
Oh,
But main point is like it's like the idea of the trinket, as you can read, is like you need to empower it over 15 seconds or whatever it says.
yeah.
But you ended up just cancel auring it and just using it insta. Like people
Interesting.
figure out that was just more DPS.
Yeah.
But back before the Sims was made, like I actually held it for a bit because there was like the mind games of maybe if I hold it, do a little more, but maybe it's not up for next combust because it's 1 minute, just like combust, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But at least it felt more interesting than just pressing badge or IQD and forgetting it.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
then it turned out to be just another thing you just cancel aura, just another button you just press and forget.
GG.
Yeah, I'd like. Yeah, I think the ground effects trinkets are also kind of interesting, like Grim Eclipse from this tier. The values just suck. Like it needs to do more, give more haste or some shit. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind to have like an Omega trinket. Like imagine if it gave like 30% haste, but if you moved out, you just lost it. Like that would have been way more interesting than what we have right now.
Yeah, I wish they would make more powerful trinkets. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seem pretty boring overall.
I mean, another thing as well that I do miss about the game is bonus rolls. I do miss that because it goes into targeting as well. And again,
Yeah.
like the whole going for gear, you can stop the degenerate splits. Like you could just reduce the coins you have in heroic week. Oh fuck! You could just reduce the coin you have in heroic week to like 1. What is the wipe? Just have one coin in heroic, so you also we don't do what we did in EP and bot, you know.
Yeah. I wish there was. There needs to be like more deterministic ways to get what you want. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this part of my video, but the I hate refarming the trinkets for Mythic Plus.
Yes. I agree. 100% agree.
It's so bad.
This is such a big point I have. Did they start the stream yet?
Yeah.
It didn't for me. It's still like expansion reveal 17.
Oh yeah, no, it's not up yet, I guess.
Okay.
I gotta open me vault.
Yeah. Yeah, I think refarming trinkets is so fucking bad. Like, it's really, really bad design. I think what, like, an easy solution, honestly, is to just, instead of it being like 12 is the cap of Valor, then the next tier goes up to 24, Like, you just have to spend Valor on it. Like, that would be fine.
Yeah, I said I think they should make new dungeon trinkets.
Yeah, I did hear that. I don't agree because, honestly, I mean, in an ideal world, I would agree, but I don't think they're capable of doing it because they will either make them really bad or really good. Like,
Yeah.
it's not going to be balanced, is what I'm trying to say. And it, unless there's some sort of targeting, then it's going to be really bad. Like, there needs to be some coins, like dungeon coins, or like maybe if you rep farm the zone, I don't know, like just something that you can work towards, and in 5 days I'll have it or some shit.
Yeah. Not sure how. Like, I'm not sure what how they should implement like deterministic loot. But I think they should. I think RNG is boring.
One thing I
Not
really
fun.
hate about WoW right now is rep farming as well. I know I just said it, but
Yeah.
like the pre-tier rep farms is really bad. Fuck that. The pre-tier rep farms is really bad.
Yeah, I think like this is the best it's been, I guess.
Yeah, because we didn't have to do it.
Well, you have to do your 3 world quests a day, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. It just Korthia especially felt really bad.
Stream up.
Yeah, I heard.
Starting in 9:43. Oh boy.
Dragonflight.
So you want to go through your wish list?
Yeah, I'll do it right after this boss.
Yeah.
I mean, we did talk about it a bit. Like my number one wish is more frequent tiers, smaller tiers. Like absolutely above all else, that should be number one.
Yeah.
No questions.
The droughts just aren't fun. Doing the same seasonal affix for 8 months isn't fun.
Yeah, that's
Farming
true.
forever is no fun.
Farm has also become very tedious in this game compared to what it was.
Even progress takes so fucking long with that many bosses.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, it's like that is number one by far. Is that maybe a close second actually is class design again. I feel like it's some spec. I mean, I'm gonna give my boy a shout out. Arcane is gonna be very bad after this expansion, unless they change something. That is for sure. It's in a really bad state right now. Like unless you Like if you look at how the spec just works, yeah, like you revolve around a covenant and a legendary from this expansion. If you remove that, it's not a spec. So I'm not entirely sure how they're gonna tackle stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw a tweet that was like, if you remove all the borrowed power from this expansion, you have like Legion base classes without any of the borrowed power from Legion. And I think that's even not true. Like, you actually have the base BFA, which is like even stuff from Legion is pruned, and it's like actually so barren without any of the systems we've had since then. Like, I think Boomkin's a really good example. Like, take away the borrowed power from Boomkin, and what is that spec? It's actually like horrific.
I mean, it's fucking dog shit. It doesn't work.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of specs are like in a pretty similar spot, especially Arcane. Like,
Arcane is not a spec anymore. They need to hard change it. But I will give them props because Touch of the Magi is the best spec, is the best ability they've added to a spec in recent history that I've ever seen. It's such a good spec.
Yeah, I hope they keep it. Actually, you saw the talent trees that's been like floating around, right?
Yeah, I saw it. Do you believe it?
I'm not sure. It doesn't look like unbelievable, to be honest. And I'm not sure I would mind either. I don't know if it should replace talents, but I think like if that's the expansion like feature or not feature, but like if that's like how they're gonna make specs more complex, then I'd be okay. I'd want to hear more about it. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, by the way, I just got the ring with a socket. I'm fucking hyped.
Let's go, dude.
The cost ring. Okay, back to the point though. I actually do like those talent trees because they do add depth to a class. Because as we talked about earlier, that's well off stream, I guess, but we did talk about that there was not enough depths of classes and stuff. You know, like for example, in the vanilla trees, if they go that route where you could play like Icy Veins or Arcane Power Frost, you know, like that shit sounds really interesting to me. Like, or you can like, for example, go other talents into Fire Tree and get some spells from there. My issue is that usually these trees have a cookie cutter.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the problem is most companies can't make like a tree like interesting enough or like diverse enough to have like multiple options actually be relevant. I guess I brought it up for a second.
Right? They kinda, yeah. I'm looking at your stream because that is kinda what I talked about as well, is what they're trying to do here. But they're also trying to prevent like going into other trees. Like it just says Druid. It doesn't say Guardian or like Feral. It's more like so I guess there's like a class identity tree and a spec specific tree.
Yeah, it's very strange. I'm not sure what they're really going for here. Like, I'm not sure what the fuck this is supposed to mean, honestly. Like, you can see some stuff like Convoke down here. Like the Heart of the Wild icon, I guess. I'm not sure. Very weird. Like maybe if some of these like if like more of them like manage to be compelling, like PoE's tree, maybe. But like just looking over it, it's like it seems like it's all just like minor perks.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's hard to make this like really cool.
I don't see this appealing.
Yeah.
I don't think it looks that appealing. I mean, I'd rather just have the system we have now, like just
Yeah.
the talents we have, the 6 talents. Perhaps one thing from Lost Ark that could be good is like they have something that modifies your spells. Like I don't know what to call them, gems or like I guess gems. So you can like get shorter cooldowns in some spells and more damage in some spells. I think it would be nice as well, like that kind of progression as well.
Oh, do you know what's super
doesn't
sick?
like yeah.
Yeah, have you seen this? It's a like a glyph system that this fan artist made. Look at this shit, bro.
Yeah, I'm looking. Damn.
Like this is for Avenging Wrath.
Full screen. Damn, that looks really fucking good. I really like the human one, the blue one.
Yeah. Like I feel
really,
like
really
these would be like awesome rewards for Mythic Plus and stuff like that. Like some challenge mode shit.
I mean, cosmetic rewards are always nice in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I wish they did more of those, like challenge modes or like this, for example.
Yeah. More stuff. I just want to be able to like customize my character a little more. I think like being able to like change the color of your combust, and like change the color of your fire spells, maybe like green fire.
Yeah,
for Warlock, stuff like that would be cool.
Yeah, green. That's what I was thinking. Green fire, actually. Yeah. That would be really cool. I mean, even the animation. Like, imagine if Pyroblast was like a bigger explosion as well. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I always thought it'd be cool if like Star Surge, when I was playing Munkin, like you could change like the appearance of it. I feel like there's a ton of stuff that they just haven't done here that could definitely be explored. And
I mean, it feels like they just refuse.
Yeah.
In a way, because there's many things I feel like they know that we want, but they kind of... Actually, I'm gonna rant for a bit just before it starts. They need to stop making all last patches good, and the first patch is dog.
No, it's actually suffering.
They know what we want. Like, can they actually just stop?
It's so bad. Like, imagine if you just played the last patch of the last 3 expansions. You'd think this was the best game ever, yeah?
Legit, yeah, 100%. You know, when like before Sanctum of Domination, thinking, oh, which mage pick am I committing to? And this is what I'm playing the whole race.
Oh.
Or you have one swap and you cannot go back. So, yeah, I don't know. That to me just doesn't seem right. But let's watch this. I'm actually gonna watch on your monitor.
Okay.
Instead of my own stream. I think it's better. Did you mute?
No, let me change this screen.
Yeah, because I cannot hear the stream.
Can you hear now?
I cannot. I think you have to stream Chrome.
You
have to stream Chrome for... Okay, let me see if... my sound's up, but I don't hear. I think I hear.
Maybe it's just faint.
Nah, I don't hear.
Hi everyone, I'm John Haidt, General Manager for Warcraft, and with me today are my friends Ian Hazacostas, who is the Game Director for World of Warcraft, and Holly Longdale, who leads up the production team for WoW Classic. I really appreciate you tuning in. I know we're really excited to be able to give you updates on what's happening in World of Warcraft. But first, I want to thank our community for all the feedback you've given us this year, and especially our community council. You've helped shape and influence the updates that we've done recently and what you're going to see in the upcoming year.
I mean, really, for Shadowlands in particular, the story of the last 9 months or so of this expansion is all about the community, and it's shaped.
Kind of forgot about Eon, actually. They used to have
team that we just collectively needed
Morgan.
to do a better job of making
Morgan
sure
was
the
more
felt heard.
present the past few months.
We made in 9.15.
Morgan Day.
Also really re-examining some of the assumptions and foundations of World of Warcraft.
Yes.
About things like character investment and mains versus alts, or how catch-up should work, or the
Yes.
They're finally
in our system.
It's
finally realizing. I hope.
915 represents
I beg.
a step in the direction.
They always,
letting
but
players have
they
They've
always
said
say,
this. Yeah,
you know,
they've always said
the
this.
way they
Yeah.
want to play it.
We need
But
more
really
communication.
build
We're
our
sorry.
experience
We'll
and
do better.
content update from the ground up around those
Exactly.
principles.
What are some of the things that the community said that influenced your decisions for Eternity's End?
Things like the method and pacing of acquisition of the Covenant Legendary item, tons of tuning, and I think every step of the way, we were listening to make sure that we
Loved
were
waiting
carrying
2
forward
weeks.
those lessons learned in the course of 915 into Eternity's End and beyond.
So WoW Classic came about because of the community.
Yeah, they continue to help guide and support us as Classic evolves.
World of Warcraft has always been about the world
Classic
and the
evolves.
players that inhabit it. And we are, in a lot of ways, curators and caretakers of that journey and of that experience. And so once this Classic community formed and grew, we had to listen to them.
It's this tide of listening to the community and paying attention to what is a good experience for our players now. And where we really saw a sea change in this idea is with our Season of Mastery realm, which is a Season of Fresh Start Classic. And initially we were talking about it like it
Did
was
people
going to be
actually play
like
that?
a fresh start. Let's try this experiment in a season. It'll be about a year long. And then
I
when
feel
the
like it
community
definitely
found
was
out
not
about
that
it,
popular.
We started seeing this upswell.
Yeah, the team just took that idea and ran with it and turned.
I have no
what
comment on
started
that, at
out as a
least.
small
Yeah.
community
No clue.
project into this Soul of Iron system that became a centerpiece of Season of Mastery and a whole new opt-in hardcore mode that we've seen communities built around.
Yeah.
Lots of, thrilling victory and painful defeat.
5 hours. I made it 5 hours.
Yeah. And
That
it
was so
continues,
awkward.
like Burning Crusade Classic.
Yeah, I'm
We
not
wanted
sure
to
what they're trying to
balance
say
the
right now.
Paladin seals between Horde and Alliance.
Yeah, I have no
We
idea.
made an addition there. We wouldn't have gotten there without the community's input.
So,
Okay, some vanilla comments.
We've got
Yeah.
another update.
They're like
and
shaking each other's hands like, good job, good
significant
job.
Controversial change for this.
Yeah, cross-faction play coming in.
That's not controversial.
I hope they go full.
Why did he say that was a
I hope
controversial
they go
change?
full on this.
Cross-faction. You're breaking with a 17.
I mean, there might be people who are like really.
Yeah, they're like 10. They're like 10 people. Like, well, I want to be
Yeah.
Horde. I want to fight the Alliance.
Yeah, exactly.
Community feedback and requests,
There's
and
no way.
ask ourselves as a team whether there's a way to accommodate such an earnestly held desire and still feel like we're being true to the roots of the game. I think players desire to play with their friends who might prefer a different faction, or to play with the faction that they more closely identify with, even though their raid group is elsewhere.
It's really important for me. I play a lot of alts, and I love absorbing the story for each race, and having that ability to play with all of my friends across factions is fantastic.
At the end of the day,
Original
the battle
thought.
cry is for the Horde. It's not against the Alliance. It's not death to the Alliance. It's about pride in one's faction. And I think there's a way to preserve that and even strengthen that while giving players the ability
I
to
think they
make
should
the
go
same
full
choice
on
we've seen
and
in
remove
those
faction.
heroes
I mean, not
make
remove, but like
I
all
can't wait to do
restrictions,
this. I'm
cross
seeing a
faction.
lot of my friends that I never
Like
knew
I want
had a
humans and
character
orcs to be in the same
another
guilds. Basically, is
faction
what I'm trying to
suddenly
say.
come out of the woodwork.
And then
Everything,
with
just
these-
go
with
all
these
in on it.
cross-faction groups, many of them are going to be diving into something new that we're doing to kind of kick off Shadowlands, a Season 4. Kind of a remix, a bit of a greatest hits, revisiting all of our raid zones.
Dude, this
across the
seems so
expansion,
bad, by the
bringing
way.
in some familiar older favorites into the Mythic Plus rotation, and we recognize
Is
this
it
is
the-
kind of
what
a
they're talking about,
closing
or-
chapter
Yeah,
with
yeah,
a
the
send-off
like
to
Yeah.
Shadowlands.
empowered
Everyone gets
raid
ready for
each
what
week.
happens next, and what will come
Yeah,
next.
that I don't like that either.
A fun new challenge for everyone to sink.
maybe if it wasn't
Really
just
cool stuff.
Shadowlands
for
raids,
Modern WoW
it would be
players.
okay.
I'm super excited about the gear
But
upgrades.
good
Yeah,
God.
And the
agreed.
chance to go back
I
and
am
play
not
some of those
excited to be like,
awesome
oh
raids.
boy,
There's a
gotta
lot
go
to
back into
explore.
Castle
Very
Nathria this week.
exciting.
For our next adventure
For
in
new
World of
high-
I'm also not
Warcraft,
sure what this.
we're
I'm
gonna
also
go
not sure
back
what
to
this
Azure.
faded thing like is supposed to mean. Is it like 2 high levels higher or 20? Like,
fantasy. I mean, our
Yeah, it's supposed to be
fans have asked
higher,
this for a long
so I
time.
guess I have to
This
do
has
it.
been kind of the
Horrible.
foundation of much of the
Yeah.
lore of WoW. So, without further ado, let's watch the cinematic.
The cinematic. Okay, this is it.
okay, this is it.
This is it.
I already see the dragon. Spoiling.
10,000 years ago. What the fuck? Oh my god.
The world has been sundered. cries out in pain. We must go to its aid. We entrust our ancestral home to you, the Watchers. Let the land slumber, hidden even from our own eyes.
They're so good at cinematics.
You will feel
Yeah, it's
our
incredible.
return
Incredible.
in the waking of the land. Then you must light the beacon of Tearhold, lest the path home be lost to us forever. Is healing, but her fate is yet uncertain. Together, we shall be Azeroth's protectors once again. Here, the new age of dragons shall begin.
Well,
that was a plot twist and a half.
the leaks were right.
Dragons!
Dragons.
This is so
Yeah.
cool.
No one saw it coming.
No one saw it coming. Carefully
Dude, they
crafted,
hard leaked this on their
but
website.
Seriously.
Holy shit.
What did we just see
Yeah.
there?
The awakening of the Dragon Isles, the return of dragons.
That
dawn
was
of the
not
new age.
the best cinematic.
Right, we've seen Rathian
gonna be
searching
honest.
for his father's legacy, searching for
Yeah, I was
Dragon
about to
Isles.
say.
There's a reason why he hasn't been able to find
One
them
thing with
until now.
one thing to always keep in mind with
Going off. Is
Blizzard,
that summoning
like
the
expansions
dragons?
Is
versus
removing the concealment that had hidden the Dragon Isles from the
reality is
world,
that
but also beckoning the
like
dragons
Pandalore for me
back
was like
urgently
whatever, but the
in
expansion
time.
stuff was really
I
good.
assume
So
pretty good variety
like,
of locales.
even though the
within
cinematic
Dragon
sucks,
Isles.
like
Yes,
it
the
can
Dragon
still
Isles
be a
as
great
standard
expansion.
for
Like
WoW expansion consists
the lore
of
really has not
5
much to
zones,
say about the
4
content.
standard leveling
Oh, we're getting
zones,
some
and a new
zones?
starter zone that we'll get to in a second.
Can you talk
New
a little
starters,
bit
huh?
about how the team found ways to thread the dragon aspects throughout the environments?
The Dragon Isles are a place that is
Yeah, I feel like that
lush and
that cinematic
primal,
explained
bursting
nothing.
with elemental energy. As Azeroth herself reawakens, those primal forces are
Yeah, I'm not
expressed
sure.
throughout the environment, whether it's magma activity, volcanic activity, whether it's the icy wastes of the Azure Span, and each one of those has a connection to a dragonflight that we've seen before. And it's going to be an amazing place for players to arrive at and explore.
All right, you know I'm going to
That's
ask.
kind of
Yes,
good
okay,
though.
so
Like they
can-
want
Can
to
I be a dragon?
reinvent the
Let's-
zones
Well,
again,
let's
like
start getting into some
reuse
features
them.
here and what
Yes.
Dragonflight means for you as well as just a place. So first off, yes, we have an all-new playable race, the Drakthir race.
Yeah.
New playable
this
race.
is a Draken
Oh my God,
iconic
no,
race
no
that
shot.
Oh my
represents
God,
the
no.
ability to take on
There's
human
no way.
form.
There's no way,
What
man.
classes can they be?
There's
They
no way.
have
There's
unique
no way.
abilities as
I don't
literally a
believe it.
dragon.
This is April
That
Fool's.
doesn't quite fit any of our existing classes. And so what we're doing
There's a
is
new
this is
class.
not
I've gotta
just
play
a new race,
Drag
but it's also a
Mage,
new
dude.
class. You know, adding a new
It's a
race
new
to World of
class,
Warcraft
yeah.
Dragsmith actually
nowadays
makes
is
sense
something
now.
We don't do lightly, but telling this expansion, this story, so
There's
focused
no
around
way.
dragons, felt like the
Oh.
perfect time for it. So if
That's
you were a
literally
Drakthir,
DH metaform
you will
with-
be the evoker
with a
class.
tail.
Drakthir can only be evokers. Evokers can only be Drakthir.
And
The
recolor.
reason why
evokers.
only a Drakthir could be an evoker is that an evoker is really combining the ability to call upon the magic of the different aspects with the unique physical gifts that a Drakthir has. The ability to actually take flight and do an Onyxia-style strafing deep breath over the battlefield.
What the
land on
fuck?
other side,
What the
knock everyone
fuck?
back with a wing buffet, and then
I gotta get in
unleash
alpha for this
abilities.
one.
Yes, please.
The evoker has 2 specializations. They're a hybrid of either range DPS or healer, and they wear male armor. We figured
That's
with
fucking-
the hero classes we've added over the years, we have enough melee. We don't need more of those.
Yeah.
And also probably don't need any more leather wearers.
The raid leaders are going to love you for that.
Exactly.
What
This is
armor type
definitely
were
a
they?
hero class, and so that means that like the Death Knights before them or
not
Demon
sure.
Hunters, they will be starting level 58, and then they're going to have a new starter zone. So they're going to have a slightly different.
I'd assume
journey
cloth,
into the Dragon
'cause
Isles
it's
as opposed
range
to the rest
slash
of us that
healer.
are sailing there
But
from
it could
other
also
parts of
be
Azeroth.
because they
Can you
didn't say
talk a
it's
little
a
bit about
they
the
didn't say it was gonna be leather or it was not gonna be
is
leather.
gonna
So
be able to
I'd
identify
assume
my
cloth or
Drakthir
male.
character.
Worst case,
Basically
probably.
anything and
I'd hope
everything,
male because there's
skin
only
color,
2 male
hair
wearers
color,
as well. But yeah.
jewelry, tattoos, other adornments. You can make this character the expression of your identity in Azeroth.
New zone.
Dude, everyone in the
new
Liquid
class,
Discord is changing it
race.
into Evoker
Tell us
main.
about some of the system updates or features.
Of course,
Holy
new
shit,
expansion
dude.
brings with it, new
Invoker just
systems,
looks
new
really good.
features. I
Or
think
sounds
in
really
recent
cool.
Expansions, one of the things we've tended to do is really have these deep features that were closely tied to a specific expansion that would then get left behind as we move
Ah,
And we've heard loud and clear from players that, it's kind of a bummer to start off every new expansion
Yeah.
by leaving a large part of your character behind, by leaving a large part of your progression behind. So this time around, what we're doing is really pouring all of our energy into permanent revamps, overhauls, and improvements to World of Warcraft's core systems. Things
Core
like
system?
our progression systems, in this case, our talent system is something that we want to completely revamp.
oh
We
no.
want to take a look
It's
at
real.
our UI.
Oh, no.
We wanna
It's
take a
real.
look at professions.
So
No.
with the talent revamp and the arrival of
Okay, as an
House of
aside,
Warcraft.
did you learn anything
the only
about
way
how our
this,
talents
the only
work?
reason this person,
Seeing new
that classic girl is here
generations
is because
play
they're
with
announcing
those
Wrath, right?
talents and work through those talent trees really
Yeah.
restored some of the
They
things
have
that,
to.
frankly, we lost when we
Wait, there's a
shifted
there's a
to
100%.
there was a
This
picture
is
on the
Wrath.
wall of Wrath.
and
Yeah.
beyond. The big
Yeah,
piece
yeah, I
of
saw
that
it.
was some of just the granularity, the feeling of getting a level and
Yeah, it's
spending
right
a
behind,
point to
Red
customize
Hood.
your character,
Getting a
keep
level,
Hood.
spending a point,
some
Path of
specific way.
Warcraft. Let's go.
But also, that sense of hybridity that you could have.
Did he
That's
just use the
something
word
that we largely
hybridity?
lost. And so the new talent system.
Yeah, it is real.
Directly.
Oh, it's real.
Fuck me.
Power throughput choices directly against those sort of utility hybrid choices, because we know that there's always a right outcome there. And we also understand that there's a lot of strength in the flexibility of the modern talent system to let players customize their talents for a particular encounter or for dungeons versus PvP, and we don't want to lose any of that.
So John, UI?
Oh my God. Yes, I got this 30-inch monitor trying to keep track of where I am on the map, all my buffs, and over here, what's going on in chat. It has literally made my eyes go like this. So,
You're not alone in that. We've made a lot of incremental changes and additions over the years, but really this is a revamp, this is an overhaul. And so we're excited to really modernize the look and feel while staying true to the origins of World of Warcraft. Now, at the same time, we're not looking to take away the sort of power user customization there. Add-ons are still there if you want them, but we want a much better default out-of-the-box experience for all players, new and old.
That's good. Hopefully it's not shit.
That's really good.
Elements, if I want to explore the world and see the beauty of Azeroth.
When it comes to specific elements, as much as possible, we want to let players choose what to show and what to hide so that they can control it themselves.
You mentioned professions. I have a critical question about this.
Go on.
Can I wear a chef's hat?
Yeah, I knew it.
Our approach to professions in Dragonflight is really all about delivering on fantasy and identity as a crafter. And so, if you want to be a serious blacksmith,
oh my
you
God,
want to be a great leather worker,
yo, that's my new mug.
Ability to invest time and energy into that, become a master crafter,
dude.
Be able to make items that are in demand.
Fucking
interact with the community.
What the fuck was that?
Big pieces that we want to do.
I want to have a candle on my helmet.
Dude, you know it's bad when they're going straight to transmog already.
Yeah, I'm concerned.
You're not yourself a blacksmith, but you have a bunch of mats and you want them forged into a great sword. You can put that work order up, list your mats, offer a commission, and a skilled blacksmith can come along and make you the weapon of your dreams.
I think we left out one thing, though. You can be a Drakthir, go to Dragon Isles. Can I have a dragon?
What's the fantasy of dragons, if not soaring over the lands? And so we're really excited to introduce a feature that we're calling dragon riding. It's dynamic with everything from momentum to dive bombs, the ability to just sort of build that speed up and feel the world rushing past you in a way that should be much more exciting than traditional flight that we've made available in the past, but that's also available for players through a customizable dragon mount right from the start.
So
right from the start?
This is a skill you learn over time, right, to become an
awesome
dragon rider?
Okay.
Yes, you'll be able to sort of upgrade aspects of your flight, but you will
soulbind
have a flight from the start. And
I'm gonna soulbind with a dragon.
That you have is of course very thoroughly customizable, which is a new thing for us for mounts.
The fuck? That's a proto Drake.
Not just a generic dragon that everyone
That look
has,
fucking cool.
but a Drake that is yours.
Dinosaur?
What do you want its scales to look like?
This is a new model, no?
Head,
I've never seen these models.
It's from the Zandalarian.
I mean,
take your pick.
Oh, okay.
So cool.
New coloring.
So the Dragonflight expansion is going to see players leveling to 70, going to the all-new continent of the Dragon Isles, which consists of 5 zones, 4 standard leveling zones, and a new starter zone for our Drakthir class, as well as a range of systems.
Hey, look at this guy, he's hanging on for dear life.
Talent system, an overhaul and update to our UI,
oh god,
with more depth than ever before. Also getting around the Dragon Isles is going to come in the form of dragon riding, which lets you customize and upgrade your own mount so that you can fly
that looks kind of sick
from the start. And of course, as with any new expansion, we have a new set of dungeons, a raid, and much more to come.
We also have an alpha that will be starting up in the future.
He literally
for more information. And
the topic I was most interested in. He was like, "Oh yeah, we have the usual more raids and dungeons." That was it.
To make it better.
We do have a deep dive that follows this, so please stay around. Classic players, we haven't forgotten about you. You could probably guess where we're going to go next. One of the all-time favorite expansions for World of Warcraft. Let's watch the cinematic.
When is the deep dive? Is it like in an hour or something? Or is it like right after this?
I'll have to see. The fuck is this?
I think it's Wrath cinematic.
Probably,
like not.
Yeah. That's Arthas' shoulder.
Yeah.
Frostmark?
Can you turn up the sound a little bit? Yeah.
my son. The day you were born, the very
I always get
forests
chills.
of Lordaeron whispered the name
This and Mob is the peak of WoW and Legion.
Arthas.
This cinematic got me so good every time.
It was so good, yeah. One thing that I miss from the game is the feel of the zones representing the story of the expansion. Like, when you played Northrend, you felt like Arthas was everywhere, like his presence was everywhere.
King.
Like, I don't get the Shadowlands vibes. I mean, I get it in the Maw and Korthia, but it's like, the zones themselves aren't interesting enough. Like aesthetically, they don't look good either. Whereas,
Did they give a release date for
Dragonflight? Every
Dragonflight?
time I see the cinematic, I get chills. No pun intended, I get chills. As you saw, Wrath of the Lich King
The Water Cave cinematic does fuck me up. I can't disagree.
It brings back so many memories. When you see that cinematic, what do you remember from Wrath of the Lich King?
Anytime you want to talk about undead frozen dragons, how can you not go back to Sindragosa as the source? That was the first expansion I played with my youngest son. So I can remember on that platform, black goo.
But I guess because an Echo Disco they're writing this year, maybe it's Wrath that's this year.
But when we finally downed him,
I'm not
it was
sure.
such an incredible moment.
Maybe.
He jumped up out of his room and I jumped up out of my office. We're like, yeah, did it. So it's a very lasting tale for me.
So as you know, with this expansion, you will, in pre-patch, be able to play the Death Knight. They will start at level 55. You don't have to have a high-level character to make a Death Knight, so everyone will be able to make one.
We're excited to give players some time before Wrath officially launches to get geared up and ready to jump into Northrend with everybody else.
And there are so many zones and areas to explore in Northrend, and I want us to talk
just in
about
case we
some of
forgot.
our favorites.
Absolutely.
So for me, Grizzly Hills has a very special place in my heart. The music was
I like
I've
Grizzly Hills.
experienced in World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I still make my way all the way up to Storm Peaks to try and find the time-lost Protodrake and have yet to get it.
I've got to say Dragonblight. The wide open nature of the zone, Wormrest Temple in the center of it, it's an unforgettable expansion as both a developer and a player, and kind of making that transition from one to the
I
other.
can get behind
Now
Dragonblight
let's talk about
as the best
some
zone.
changes. So one thing we looked at is Dungeon
That's aight.
Finder, and it feels like
Good
how
vibe,
we
good
envision
vibe.
Classic. Dungeon Finder is not a good fit for our community.
That was kind of the first step that may have eroded some of that social fabric. Now, as people have gone through the experience of going back to vanilla, rebuilding those groups, relying on each other,
Changes? Oh my
not
god.
wanting necessarily a random participant just to show up and then leave.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
But today, you can do that in Shadowlands. You'll be able to do that in Dragonflight. It's a self-selected group of people who specifically want that different experience.
Yes.
Let's make sure that's what we continue to give them.
That leads right into arena teams in Burning Crusade Classic.
Wait, so
we
they're not
listened
doing
to the
Dungeon Finder?
community And we remove
In
that
Water Cave?
because individual rating is
Yeah.
preferable, a better experience for them than arena teams. Also, with Wrath of the Lich King, Barbershop, which allows you to customize your character. We're going to be adding a few more options that were not existing when Wrath launched, but also there's another side of this where we are not going to charge a real money fee. It was a paid character customization fee, right?
Yeah.
It seems the right thing to do that just be available in game for gold, and we add more options to it, right?
It's sort of like spell batching in a sense. There's a lot of technical
Yeah,
advancements,
okay,
and
I
it's
mean,
not about the philosophy of
whatever.
what makes a
I mean, it's
classic
good, but yeah.
classic.
Why are we
What
talking
brings
about this,
people
man?
together. It's just, what's the better experience?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And let's not
It's-
artificially restrict
Thought this
something
was just
that we can provide a better
retail,
version of
honestly.
just for the sake of nostalgia. And this is
I mean, obviously I
happens
did
in
expect
one of those
Wrath
cases.
announcement, but
So, Wrath.
I
Yeah.
didn't know they would
level
then
cap's
talk
being
about it this
increased to
much.
level 80, so we'll
Are
be
they gonna have a
introducing
Q&A
level 70
after?
boost so that players who want to get
Yeah,
in
they
with
said
their
they're gonna have a
friends or
deep
just
dive.
explore Northrend
Okay.
right away.
Need-
we'll be able
need
to
that.
do that. You can't apply it to a Death Knight, but you will be able to use it otherwise. And of course, we have Inscription, a whole new profession, so we're really excited about that.
Kind of surprised they have
and
like
as we
250,000
continue
viewers
this
right now.
road to Wrath, we're going to be looking to
On
getting
YouTube
a
only.
lot more feedback on beta, and we'll
Not
make
sure how many on
changes
Twitch,
if
I
we
didn't
need
check.
to.
Such an exciting time to be playing World of Warcraft. We have the return of the Wrath of the Lich King for classic fans, and taking us somewhere new with Dragonflight. We're so excited to be able to bring these adventures to you.
I can't believe that Dragon
Don't
Race
forget,
model
there's
was
a
real.
deep dive on Dragonflight where you're going to get a lot more
Yeah,
information.
I mean,
thank you so much.
the talent
for spending this
revamp
time
looks
with
bad.
us, and we'll
The
see you
new
in
class
Azeroth.
is
And we'll
it's
see you
good
in
that it's
Northrend.
range, it's good that it's a healer.
the Dragon
I
Eyes.
like it. Idea sounds good as well, Invoker.
Oh, the Dragonflight
The talent
deep dive
seems
starts
really
now.
bad.
Let's go.
Hi there. Welcome to the
nice.
Dragonflight Deep Dive. I'm Steve Denuser.
And I'm Taryn Gregory. Starting it off here, we're going to talk about the setting and the story of Dragonflight.
We've got this great expansion, exciting pre-render trailer that everyone just watched. So let's talk about the setting for Dragonflight, the Dragon Isles.
Dragon Isles have been known for a long time in Warcraft history as a mysterious place where the dragons came from long ago, but we never knew much more than that.
We're going to this place that is kind of the broodlands of all the Dragonflights, the place where they nested, where they built their civilization. The Dragon Isles was the center of the Dragon's kingdom when the world was young and the mortal races were just starting to form kingdoms of their own. But when the Legion invaded for that War of the Ancients, that sundering that resulted from the explosion of the Well of Eternity, broke the world.
Literal sundering of the continents of Azeroth.
And because of the breaking of the world, that magic kind of drained away and the land went dormant. So they had to leave the Dragon Isles behind. And as we saw in the pre-render, they left behind some Titan Watchers to look over the land. And when someday they hoped that elemental energy would resurge once again and draw the dragons home, reestablish their kingdom.
And that's when the message goes out to the flights and they feel it in their bones.
Now it's the time for the sky to light up with the colors of the aspects once again, and for Alex Straza and the others to come home. But the land has changed a lot in all these thousands of years they've been away, and some very old threats have awakened as well.
We're looking into the culture of dragons as they exist in Warcraft.
Dragons, as we know them today, were very different in the early past, the early history of Azeroth. They were much more primitive, much more savage, what we now know as proto-dragons.
And then some of the dragons were empowered to become the aspects. The green flight, red flight, blue flight, bronze flight, black flight, each with unique powers, each with the ability to protect the world in different ways. These pillars of draconic power appointed to defend Azeroth from threats within and without.
Dragons used that power both for good, in the case of most of the aspects, but also for nefarious reasons in the case of the Black Dragonflight led by Neltharion, who would become Deathwing.
And what we will find in Dragonflight is that some of these ancient divisions run deep. And so it begs the question, where do we go from here? If this is an opportunity to reclaim their legacy, to be the protectors, as the cinematic mentioned, that they once were.
To do that, they're going to need the help of our heroes, our players, to come to the Dragon Isles with them and face some of these reawakening challenges, because it's not just that this land is peacefully waiting for the dragons to return and reclaim it. There's those old enemies that have awakened as well.
Yeah.
One of those being a race of kind of elemental half-giants, the Jarden.
The Dragon Isles isn't just populated by dragons or just by the Jarden. There's also many other occupants here in the Dragon Isles. They've been here either just recently or for a while, including
a fucking mammoth.
fan favorite coming back, the Tuskar.
That's going to be
The
awesome.
Tuskar,
We've
let's
got
go.
other cultures there as well in the Dragon Isles. We're going to find out about a civilization of centaurs that predates the ones that arose on Kalimdor much later.
And some of our favorite characters that we've seen over the last few expansions, such as Rathian.
And whether he's ready to step up into a leadership role, or if there are other alternatives out there that would be better suited to the job of being the aspect of the Black Dragonflight.
I think one thing the players are going to be really excited about this expansion is the new playable race, the Drakthir.
That's right.
And this is something that Neltharion, before he was Deathwing, before he went full
I guess this is just a
crazy
lore
world dragon,
overview.
that he put into motion?
Neltharion saw those primalists that were kind of breaking away from the aspects and what they
I don't think they're
want.
talking about games.
And so,
They're
in
not
those
going to talk
first
about
experiments,
systems.
he took the
They're
essence
just
of
explaining what the
dragons, their
expansion's
strength,
about.
their
Yeah, I think
nobility,
they'll
their
talk about
wisdom,
it later,
and he
maybe,
combined
hopefully.
it with that scrappiness, that adaptability
I hope
that
so,
the
at least.
mortal races have.
Right now
and
it's
he
just
wanted to use that to create the ideal soldier in his mind, the Drakthir. Exploration is really one of the key themes of this expansion. We're going to be going to this ancient place that the dragons left behind long ago. So we've made these huge zones with all kinds of places to delve into and find little treasures and little secrets tucked away. It's going to be a lot of fun for players to be exploring these landscapes.
And
I'm
there's
vibing with
so
zones
much
that aren't just
architectural
pure
history
darkness,
and
though.
how clearly aspirational was the kingdom of the dragons and how it lost so much.
I do like
the themes of trying to return to that,
I do
to
like
try to find
dark
your legacy.
areas, if
to
it makes
try
sense,
to
like
figure out who you were before everything went
Like Ice
awry.
Crown?
but there's questions.
Yeah, Ice Crown.
Thematic questions.
Or like Terraca Forest.
What does it mean to be
what is it
true
called?
to your
Darkmoon
legacy?
Valley in,
Are we going to repeat the mistakes of the past?
The dragons have had to learn those lessons just like the mortal kingdoms have had to. And I think that's one of the reasons why the dragons see this now as the time that they have to return and they have to step up once again as protectors of Azeroth. We're helping the dragons because the dragons have helped us in the past too. So by using the Explorers League and the Reliquary together, that allows us to delve into some of that history.
And when I look upon the Dragon Isles and all of its visual splendor, I get so excited for the prospect of a truly Azerothian adventure alongside Kalecgos, along with Rathian, Ebonhorn, with Ysera's daughter Marithra, as each one of them is trying to find their own flights. I am taken by the exploration and the potential for adventure and just new horizons within this world.
There's going to be old stories from that time past, that history that only the dragons knew for the longest time. We're going to be able to explore that.
It really feels like just a breath of fresh air.
So now we're going to turn things over to some of our colleagues who will take you on that deep dive into the locations and the features of Dragonflight.
Okay, here we go.
Let's go. 2 zones.
Hello, I'm Stephanie.
I'm Josh.
I'm Jackie.
I'm Gary. And we're part of the teams that are building the first 2 zones that you'll encounter in the Dragon Isles, the Waking Shore and the Onaran Plains. The very first zone in Dragonflight you're going to come to is the Waking Shores. It's wild, untamed land. It's waking up around you too, and the elements are just going crazy.
The art team again has hit it out of the park.
You'll see like a lava mountain flowing in through the beach, giant proto-dragons swooping down, gobbling up members of your expedition.
We have such rife opportunities to show elementals rising up because of the crazy magic that's flying around.
The one of the things I love is just how you get to the Dragon Isles, right? So you're gonna get on your boat in Stormwind or Orgrimmar, and the first thing you do is sail between like the dragon ruin architectures. The boats come right alongside each other. You can jump from one boat to the other and just start causing havoc on the other faction's boat.
For those who love PvP, this is a great opportunity for war mode.
It's free for all out there. It's gonna be great. But it's okay. There's an innkeeper on the beach so that if you're in that situation and you don't want to be in war mode anymore, you can just hop out right there.
The Reliquary and the Explorers League are working together.
The Horde and Alliance are sending an expedition together. It's not the military, it's not the soldiers. This is the scientists, the settlers, exploring this new land. So it's a lot more optimistic tone.
One of my favorite things about the Waking Shores is the Red Dragonflight, led by Queen Alexstrasza, the Lifebinder. They have the mandate of nurturing and protecting all life, which means Horde and Alliance, Gorloks, trolls, everybody. So they take that duty seriously. When the Horde and the Alliance come to the Waking Shores, they want to be there to help guide the people through the new land and welcome them. But they're not the only one in the Waking Shores.
We have the ancestral home of the Black Dragonflight there too, which has fallen on tough times since Deathwing's descent. And so Rathian's coming over to the Isles with us, and he's gonna try and come to terms with the state of the Dragonflight, which is a few loyal Draconids and Dragon Spawn trying to hold their ground. What can the future of the Dragonflight be if it's just Rathian? Because it's not just the dragons that are coming back to the Dragon Isles, but also their longtime rival, the Jarden.
I love the Jarden so much. They're half giants that wield the power of magma. And when the Waking Shores and the Dragon Isles went to slumber, they also slumbered. They're back now, and they are ready to raise chaos.
Yeah, they're massive. They're riding giant lava mammoths, parading around, just stomping on your face.
And they were the enemies of the Dragonflight for so long. They fought against the Red Dragonflight, hunted dragons down, and they're really taking this opportunity to rise up. As the Red Dragonflight have the mandate of nurturing life, they don't want to just stomp out the
I'll be honest, I'm not opposing the
they
law,
want to make sure
really.
that
Like,
they don't have the power
I think the dragon
to
shit is kind of
affect
cool.
those around them negatively, to make sure they don't go on a rampage
It's
and destroy
definitely more interesting
the
than what we've
ecosystem
had
that has
the
been
past
created here.
expansions.
And so those are awesome things in the Waking Shore, but Steph, there
I think
really is
Shadowlands
only one
just
right
made no
answer for
sense
the
to me.
best thing in Waking Shores, right?
What?
This is true. Ducks.
We finally have those webbed feet hooligans in our game. We cracked the technology.
They
We've
can
got them
figure
in.
it out. They
Yep.
can fly.
You should be proud.
Thank you.
It's going to be awesome.
The Onaran Plains come right after the Waking Shores. It's so breathtaking at first glance.
The Onaran Plains are big, wide open plains. And the player is going to be constricted a little bit, and then you see this big contrast of a zone. We don't always get that opportunity, that cinematic moment where the player can have a framed view when they see this area.
Come out and you got that postcard shot
love
of
that.
the plains. And then you see this giant fire proto-dragon breathing fire, and a herd of centaur like harpoon down the proto-dragon and crash into the ground. And the first thing you get to do is go help them kill the proto-dragon. Like, how cool is that?
Who is Onara?
Onara is the wild god of the wind. And she's appeared before as like this big spirit eagle. She's the one who guided the centaur to the Dragon Isles many, many years ago. She blessed them, took their caravan across, and then showed them the plains.
How fun at the beginning of this expansion was exploring the culture of the centaur.
The centaur are these mighty, awesome hunters that, back when they first came to the Dragon Isles, they fought the green dragons all day long. Eventually, they realized that we're strong, you're strong, maybe we should stop decimating each other's people. We'll make peace, we'll make an agreement. You guys hang out in the groves, and the centaur will hang out in the plains. But now, the dragons have been gone for 10,000 years. And the centaur have come so far since
I zoned out really hard.
And they've been here, and they've been existing and developing their culture. They all came over as one clan led by the mighty Maruk and Tira, and they founded a new life here. So if you want to get across, you have to follow their rules and their traditions. You have to earn their trust. You are the first outsiders to come in generations upon generations.
No.
The centaur might rule the open plains, but the green dragons make their home in the groves. And those groves are absolutely gorgeous.
And how great a job it is that we have where I can take all of this beautiful artwork and build these beautiful fantasy groves, high fantasy. We want to do lots of things with an open plain, and we want to be creative with that. But we're restraining ourselves by letting the zone sing, letting the horizon tell the story. We certainly couldn't have done that in the vanilla WoW.
No, definitely not. The zones are so big, and you can see so far, especially in Onaran Plains. So we talked to the engineers, and we actually increased that distance.
It spurs you on to want to adventure and look through the zone and explore everything.
The interesting thing for me is we have all these conflicts with the dragonflights. There's missing dragons, there's battles, there's so much crazy stuff happening, but that's not really all we're doing. There's so much extra fun activities for people to do. And the greatest thing is that you need to figure out exactly what's going on and help solve all the problems that are just sprouting up everywhere.
We're just really excited to tell a story that's grounded in Azure and exploration. There's so much more to talk about. But now, we're going to have some folks talking about the next 2 zones that players are going to experience in the Dragon Isles.
Is there fucking... Oh no, wait, that's only 4 zones, yeah.
They said 5.
Hello everyone, my name is Kate. I'm Christy.
I'm Kate. New class zone.
We're going to talk today about Valdrassus and the Azure Span.
So that's 4 zone.
So Azure Span is going to be the 3rd zone that players adventure through, and it's one of our biggest zones that we've done.
Okay, this one looked kind of sick.
Dragonflight, maybe even to date.
We knew it was going to be like the largest visual elevation change, and it really started with this great concept art. When we first were taking a look at the design, we kept coming back to one of our favorite Wrath zones, which was Grizzly Hills. And we really wanted to take that, but
has inspiration from that.
And I don't know if you've ever been up to the Bay Area, but in the morning, that coastal fog comes in and dips down into the redwoods, and that sun shines through. That's really what we wanted to encapsulate with this forest. And not only we have redwoods, but we've got all different types of trees.
Okay, so they're going to talk about
it'll break
the
open
new racing class
wide
after the zones, then Dragon Redding, then the talent tree revamp, then the UI upgrade, then
level
professions,
of elevation where you get to see the snow. The majority of the zone is covered in snow and ice.
Awesome.
We have giant
I actually looked at the talents, by the way, and
ice rivers as far as the eye can see.
They're giving
Sean, I know
every
in
tree
the forest,
innovate.
we can
This is,
expect
if this
our
is true.
first creatures.
We have a small group that lives there.
Innovate is under the druid points.
These gnolls are all throughout the forest and Azure Span.
Nah, but you can see the innovate icon on the druid points available thing.
We're going to find out what exactly that's about. Snow gnolls, or as I call them, the snolls.
Rebuilt the baselines, the Roy's baseline looks like,
and be around the forest area. So then we go into the big open tundra,
and you can speak into
we meet our second group.
What looks like
It's going to be really neat to explore their culture a lot. And those kids are adorable.
You also have
I absolutely love the Tuskar.
I don't know if that's
Honestly, all my
actually
downtime's probably because we hate the Tuskar.
So it's been a little while since we've seen them.
They're just too good to get rid of, I think.
King. They're also getting a nice, cool up-res for their models, along with expanding their culture. So there are going to be male Tuskar, female Tuskar, Tuskar kids. So we're going to fight alongside them, which includes.
Dude, I want to be a Tuskar. Make that a playable
dragons, the blue dragons. We're going to follow the story of Kalagos, our blue dragon buddy from the Kirin Tor, and he's going to be adventuring into Syndragos' archives. It's a giant zone. There's a lot of surprises. When we're done there, we head over to Valdraz's.
Valdraz's.
It's really incredible because you will be going through some of
That
the
looks
previous
cool.
zones and seeing a lot of ruins for the
That
dragon
looks really cool,
buildings.
indeed.
But when you get to Valdraz's, everything is perfectly intact. It's beautiful. It's pristine. It is the seat of power for all 5 dragonflights and home of the dragons. It feels that way with the huge vertical mountains. We've got these great cave systems where you may end up finding little dragon hordes.
My favorite dragonflight right now is the Bronze. They've got a really cool area in Valdraz's, and their magic is time. There's so many cool story hooks that we could dig into there. There's so many cool gameplay options. And we have a little bit of an adventure for players. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I can't wait. We really wanted it to feel like their old stomping grounds. One of the really cool features is going to be the main city and player hub for this expansion, Valdraken. It is a culmination of all of the dragon's efforts to put together what a city would look like. So we ended up having a bunch of really fun small vignettes where you can see that the blue dragonflight is hosting a public library, and the red and green dragonflights both have their own separate gardens. We'll also have some convenience
watching
services
this and I'm
for
like, I'm
players,
just hoping the
including an
quests
auction
aren't
house
annoying.
in the city, which will be really nice if you're looking for more exotic wares.
Yeah.
The thing that really sold me on Valdraz's was the initial
Hope the
concept
main city
art
is
we
cooler
got
than
of
Orbis.
Tierhold.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow. And this is a 10,000-year-old
We're
Titan
due
technological
for
Orbis been the
marvel.
worst AFK zone ever.
Tierhold has these awesome aqueducts that
Yeah,
actually
I mean, it's
come
pretty good
out
for running in
from
circles, I
the
guess.
structure all the way to the city across
Yeah,
the
but there's no
valley.
dummies.
And
Like,
in the cinematic,
True.
there's
There's
just
no
this
trading dummies.
amazing shot
So dumb.
where you see Alexstrasza swoop under one of them, and there's splashes of water
Also,
cresting across
it's
her
just
wing.
ugly.
So when
But I
players
guess-
are flying
I mean,
around
it's really
themselves,
good
they
to
get
run-
to have their
yeah,
Alexstrasza moment.
to run around in
What
circles
an
is really good.
incredible place
Yeah.
and filled with so much history.
Tierhold was built by Tyr. He was
But I
a
do
Titan
like, you
Keeper
know,
back in the day.
I actually like the indoor vibe of it.
Galakrond.
That's one
And
thing. I like
when
indoor
they
zones a
settled on
bit,
the
like, you
Dragon
know,
Isles, he built this
Iron
facility.
Forge as well is really cool
And even
because
though
it's like in a
Tyr's gone,
cave.
The dragons have
Yeah, I like
held
that
him
a
in
lot, too.
reverence. But that was
It just feels
10,000 years
cozy.
ago, and they've let the Titans maintain the place.
Yeah,
An
I'm
incredible
curious-
amount of
really
history
curious what
has
the
happened
expansion hub is
since
gonna be.
then. Flights have been nearly wiped out. There have been invasions, betrayals, aspects have died, and these are the
Definitely
kind of
looks
things
outside.
that leave marks on a society.
Also, is the
So
class
now they're
called
all back here,
Evoker or
and they're all here
Invoker?
together.
As we were
Evoker, I
designing the
thought.
zone and the city itself, we're
Yeah,
trying
I
to figure
think
out,
it's
how do we
Evoker.
tell those stories
thought it
at the
was
same time
Invoker.
as making sure that this is a really
I
convenient
guess
place
it's
for
Evoker.
players to go and go shopping, as they tend to do. So much adventuring happening on the Dragon Isles.
It's so cool.
As a player, you probably don't have your own dragon wings. You are going to learn the art of dragon riding.
It's so vertical, and I'm just excited to dive off the tops of towers and swoop under things.
It's actually one of the things that we're about to learn about next.
Hi, I'm Jake.
I'm Andy.
Yeah, Evoker, yeah.
And I'm Graham. And I'm really excited to talk to
All
you
right.
guys today about the Drakthir Evoker, our new race and class coming in Dragonflight.
We're here to talk about not only the Evoker, but also dragon riding, which is our exciting expression into the exploration of the Dragon Isles.
We knew with a dragon-themed expansion, we wanted to let you play a dragon. Not a big dragon, Alexstrasza size. That'd be tough to fit into raids. I'm sorry, Jake.
Okay.
I know.
It's fine.
But a draconic humanoid. So the Drakthir, created by Neltharion.
And like our other hero classes, you get to choose if you want to start on the Horde or Alliance side on
I'm going to be
character
honest, I
creation.
think the
So
model
let's talk
for
a
this
little bit
race
about
looks pretty
the Evoker,
goofy.
the class they can be. What's unique about it is because the
I don't know,
Drakthir are created by
When
an
you said it
aspect,
looked like
they have the
DH,
ability
like
to
it's
wield
just
the magic
DH
of all
recolored,
four
I
dragonflights.
can see it
So Evokers
every
can take
single
advantage
part
of
of it
red
now.
magic,
I've
blue
ruined
magic,
it.
Like, it
bronze
actually just
And to
is.
show that,
Yeah.
we created a visual, what we call a prismatic effect. This prismatic effect is basically the coalescence of all their energy as they channel it into whatever spell that they're going to cast. You have a red magic spell called Pyre.
Yeah,
so when
like,
you
look
shoot
at
it
it.
out of your mouth, it twirls in the air with all 5 of the
pretty
Dragonflight's
funny.
magic as it turns into the red spell before landing on your enemies and exploding and hopefully
I mean,
burning
it's still
them out.
kind of
Like that
cool.
one.
Yeah, there's no time to talk.
Getting
There's
that
no way
vibe
they're talking
across
about
that they use all
the
5
spell
was
being a
really
different
important to
color.
us. But we did want to make sure that each specialization focused on 2, because casting 5 different colors gets a bit messy. So their damage dealer specialization, their first of 2, Devastation, mostly focuses on red and blue magic. Red being very fast and explosive, burning everything with Pyre. whereas blue is more focused and overwhelming. You can shoot a
Do
beam
fire?
of energy out of your mouth
Fire,
to
frost mage?
disintegrate one single enemy in front of you.
There's a healer spec called Preservation. The healer spec is going to focus mostly on your green and your bronze magics. So your green is going to be evocative of the Emerald Dream, your growth and your nurturing spells. And then you have your bronze magic, which is going to be more timey-wimey. So you get to heal a wound faster.
So in addition to the visuals and the animation, which all make you feel very powerful, we really wanted the player to have a physical connection to the cast. We have a new type of spell called Empower, where when you actually hold down the button on your keyboard, it charges up the spell. The longer you charge it up, it might do more damage or hit more targets depending on the spell, but it gives you this really physical connection and control that's new for World of Warcraft and I think is feeling really, really good.
We have some great animations. Thank you, Andy. Your team.
Love it, Andy.
You feel physical when you're casting your spells.
You can actually fly around the battlefield and cast while you're flying.
Raining fire and death from above.
What the
It's
fuck
great.
is this?
In addition to the gameplay, though, another part of feeling draconic is
I can't wait for
looking
someone
like
to press
a
that and read
We
and
talk
die.
about dragons breathing fire, but you know what's actually fire?
What's actually
These
fire?
customizations.
Oh my goodness.
But no, they're really, really
They're
cool.
awesome.
Because you have both your draconic
Watch, they're just
form
fully
and
immune
your
in that.
humanoid form. And the customization
During
options for
like
both
meta.
of them are amazing.
They're very good.
What about color? Just tell me
tell
you
us
can
about the
change
colors.
color.
You can do a lot of matching. So your Visage form can have scales that are the same color as your Drakthir form.
But my favorite, super favorite part of customization for the visage form, hair.
Yeah.
Because I can actually do this in game.
Yeah.
The tech is here.
We finally did it.
As players
Oh
make their
my
way through
God.
each of the areas of the Dragon Isles, they'll partner up with the Dragonflights to move through the air as they've never done before. You'll notice I did not say flying because flight has a very specific meaning for World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it does.
And we're talking about something new called dragon riding.
And as the players are honing their dragon
Looks a lot
riding
like Flight
skills,
to
they're going
me.
to get to see all new animations
Yeah,
that go
also
along
it's
with the
male.
different look and
I think
feel
I
of
said
the
top
drakes.
earlier.
We're
Actually, kind of
aiming
makes no
to
sense. The
shake
dragon
up
should wear male.
movement with this
Yeah,
new
it is
system,
male as well.
providing players
thought it
with
was
a
male.
deeper
I
immersion
thought it
with
should be
forces
male,
like
like-
momentum and gravity.
Yeah,
We knew that
it
for
should
Lord
be male because
Dragonflight,
there's
we're
only
gonna
two
have the
male classes. I
opportunity
thought
to
that as
show
well.
players a whole new set of Dragon Isle drakes, completely unique from all the other things they've seen in World of Warcraft. And so we wanted to come up with a movement
Male
system
splits are doomed now for
that would
shamans.
add that sense of physics, weight,
Dragon's
and
gonna
gravity,
take the
like you were
loot.
mentioning. We knew it was going to take a huge team effort, not just animation, but it was going to take effects. It was going to take the engineering team, who we rely on heavily, and that combined with some new animations really helps to lend that feeling of physics as you move through the air in ways that you haven't before. And the icing on the cake is going to be some really cool effects that we've
So there's
added
three-
on top of
three
all of
evoker
that.
specs?
So for example,
One
when you
melee,
start
one
hitting,
range,
maximum
one
velocity,
healer.
you're going to see contrails coming off the edges of the wings. And then as you do your rolls and spirals, you build up more and more speed. There's going to be some screen effects on the display to indicate that you're reaching
That's kinda
maximum
nice, actually.
velocity,
This is really
which
nice.
really adds to the overall kind of immersion and sense
Yeah.
of reality.
As players make their way through the Dragon Isles, they'll discover new cosmetic options to fine-tune their Dragon Isle Drake's appearances. Things like snoots, horns, tails, elusive Dragon Isle Drake armor, and more.
Can I have spikes?
Definitely.
Okay.
We want to provide players with all new skills to play with,
so it's
as
two
those
specs.
who can use their momentum well can reach higher and higher
Yeah, it's
heights
one DPS, one
and
healer spec.
bring on new, more
Preservation
difficult
and,
challenges.
We just have
forgot what
so
the
many
DPS
new
What
gorgeous
does
options to
mid-range
choose from,
mean?
and I'm just so excited for all of them.
I'm excited for the whole thing. I mean, it's been a lot of fun to
Yeah,
work
I'm not
on.
sure.
But I can't wait to actually.
Maybe it
Says
just
it-
means
so it
regular
says they-
40 regard.
play
It
it
says
with
they
you
fight
guys.
from
I can't
mid-range
wait.
with
I can't wait to
claws
fly around
and
Dragon
fiery
Isles.
breath
It'll be great.
attacks.
Next up, you're going to hear about the talent revamp
I wonder
and
if
the UI changes
it's
coming in
like
Dragonflight.
melee generator, range spender, or something. Kind of weird.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Brian.
They also said absolutely nothing.
And I'm Laura. We are very excited
What's
to
about
share
how the
finally
spec worked at all.
revamping the WoW HUD UI.
And it is also time for a major revamp to talents and specializations.
I have a big question
It
for
just
the group.
said blue
How
and
long
red
do you think
magic.
it took for us to finally revamp the WoW HUD?
My guess is like 15 years.
Close,
Oh, that's
18
Alinka?
years.
18 years.
18 years.
Wow.
You know, technology has changed
It looks
a
like
lot
Alinka,
since
yeah.
we made the UI back in 2004. Now you have like
Looks
bigger
exactly like Alinka.
monitors, and us, we have better dev tools
Yeah, it
to
is.
work with. So it
I
makes
just saw
sense
he's called
to
Brian.
have the revamp right now. Also, if you look at the game today, the art evolved beautifully over the years. And if you look at the HUD, The HUD looks like it got
Dog shit.
frozen time.
Sorry.
So when we
toxic.
approached this, we wanted to create
Yeah.
a layout
HUD is so
experience
bad.
that players could
I wouldn't
customize,
play
move
like if
things
they
around,
removed
adjust it
recourse
to fit
and,
their
like,
needs.
banned all UI
They
shit.
do a lot for player
Couldn't do it.
customization.
The downside is that not everybody uses them. It's about time that everybody has the opportunity to use them, that they become a part of the base UI.
Yeah, and we are working very closely with our user research team to make sure we are hitting the goals that our player needs.
It allowed us to add new functionality, to improve accessibility in a lot of areas, and on top of that, we are going to be improving the art.
Yeah, so the art
The
update,
art,
it's a
dude,
big
this is what I've been
part
waiting
of this
for.
project. The UI that we have today has a lot of charm and
The UI
personality,
art.
and players have been using that for 18 years. So with that in mind, we want to respect the players who really like the current UI, but do a modern take to it, removing the clutter and giving more visibility for your gameplay. So the new minimap, it looks bigger, and the health bar is also much bigger. If you look at the action bars and the bottom menus, they have less head frames, and you can really open up your gameplay, so you don't have a lot of your UI in front of you. And of course, we want to find iconic pieces from the current HUD, but we want to bring it back in a nice way.
Dude,
So
the
we
link
for
is
sure
fucking
updating the
built.
Griffins. They look so nice now. And the Horde, don't worry, we got you. We're gonna have your version as well. So let's talk about the edit mode.
We are putting a mode in that will let players move various
Yeah, they just
HUD
show the
elements
UI
around on the screen.
as well. They're literally not showing it
able
enough.
to move the mini-map, say, from the right corner
showed
all
that,
the way
like,
over
one
to the
frame
left
of it.
corner. Or if I want to bring my action bars from the bottom and kind of put them more in
I
the
really
center
hate
by
the
my
health
character,
bars.
those
It
are
looks
all things that I'll be able to do.
looks like a
And each of those
cheap
different
Asian
components will
MMO.
have various
Yeah.
sets
I don't know how to
of
explain it.
options that you'll be able
Looks
to
like a
work with.
mobile game.
They'll be able to save it, edit it, copy it, name it. Also, it'll remember which spec you're in. So if you're someone who jumps around a lot, as you switch, it will switch to whatever HUD layout you have for that spec.
This is an ongoing project. We're gonna keep working on it. So we really wanna hear back from you.
A project that we're all excited about that we've been collaborating
little
a
rough
lot
right now.
on is something that's pretty UI intensive, and that's the talent system.
It hadn't changed in a long time, like you said before, and we really started with how can we have players have more choice over what their character has?
As you level up, we give you a new spell or a new ability, something that kind of makes you stronger,
Fucking
but
Hamlet.
it's determined by the designers. We decide the order.
Yeah, we started looking for a system that would give players a much wider set of options.
And after looking at all those things, what we really returned back to was the idea of trees. But it's actually two trees. We have a class tree that offer different class utility.
Not one
and then
tree,
we have
but
a spec
two.
tree that is focused on performing
I
your
actually
role,
like
whether
this
that's
a lot.
damage,
I was
take, or
really
healing.
skeptical
Can I
at the
just jump
beginning,
in
but
and say that
I think it just
personally
depends on
am
all the
super
talents,
excited
like
about
what the
having
talents
trees
actually
come back.
are.
There's a big nostalgia
like-
hit for
yeah,
me.
exactly.
As we said, we have these two trees.
Because this could
because
solve
we feel like picking
this
a
could solve some of
specialization
the
is a really
underrepresented
important
specs.
part
Like
of
Feral, for
your
example,
World of
if it's really
Warcraft
good and has
character now.
innovate,
So
and
we want to make
maybe
sure that when
perhaps
you
something
choose
more
that,
as well
it
on the left
affects your
tree.
in some way.
Yeah, as soon as you open your talent tree, you'll see something new. The class
Yeah, I
side
just
will
hope it's
have
very
some abilities filled out for free, just kind of starting you
built out.
off in that
I'm
spec you've
concerned, though.
chosen, but then you'll have your first
Obviously.
point to spend in the class tree, which could be something related to that
I mean, if
spec
you're
or role, or
are
it
you
could be
concerned
something
about
from elsewhere in the class.
what you see right
There's
now, or is
a
it
lot
the
of,
idea?
things that we
Because
can do here.
the
and
idea,
part
I
of that
think,
is
is
I'm
good.
just like
players
doubtful of their
perhaps
ability
make
to make like
combinations
compelling
that they've
talent
never really
choices.
been able to see in the game before.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like
But
opportunity to
80%
put a
of it
lot
will just
more
be like
art and
meaningless,
fantasy in the
like
actual
cookie cutter shit,
talent
and maybe
UI
you
itself.
like
You have seen that a
take
lot
one-
through most
one or two
recent
different ones.
expansions, but not the base UI.
We want you to be able to tinker with
That's
it.
kind of
You
what
know, we
I'm
want you to be able
thinking
to
as
make
well.
a lot of changes at a lot
Is
of
that it's
times
just
and
gonna
not
be like the
necessarily
old expansions
have to
where it's just
commit.
cookie
The
cutter
power
for
really
every
is
type of
coming back to
content
the
kind of?
player.
Like
It's
what you
not
need for this to be
something we
successful is
want
like
people to feel
multiple
locked into.
powerful
And so one of the
talents
things that we'll be preserving is the ability
that
to
you can
change
like
these
go
talents
between
at the same kind of frequency that you
with
do
like
now.
different like
yeah, the old
realistic
school
paths you can go
players,
down.
when you see
Like,
trees this
if,
time,
if like the
just
only way to
think,
get to Convoke
yeah,
is like
I'll go from my
through
raid
this,
night to
like,
my
these
arena
few
match
nodes,
and
then like
figure out
other,
what I
like,
think is the best for both
but
of them.
there's like
And
other
that's a
nodes
process
like in
we
a
want to
different
make
path
really
that you don't
fluid.
like
So
want.
we're building a save load feature
I don't
that
know.
lets you
100%
create your
agreed.
build, name it, save it, and then load it up very quickly and freely.
Talents were really about the breadth of options. We've made all these different cool things over the years, but when are they at their coolest? It's when players can hold the building blocks of what can make up their class, their spec, and put them together in a way that works for them.
So these are really really cool features that we've been working long and hard on, and we're very excited about them. And it's just an early preview of the things we've been doing. We can't wait to see the reaction that you have to them, and please reach out to us and let us know your thoughts on them. And next up, we're going to talk about professions in Dragonflight.
Hi, I'm Joanna.
And I'm Eric, and we're going to talk about our plans for professions in Dragonflight. Professions have been a staple of World of Warcraft forever, and they've seen lots of really cool incremental updates over their life. But for Dragonflight, we want to do something a bit different. We really want to rethink professions and figure out how to make them part of your identity as a player, if that's what you want.
We really want to make sure that professions feel fun and relevant across all levels of gameplay.
That brings us to our first update, something that we're calling crafting orders. If you want to have something crafted for you, but you don't,
you can trigger these two people on your screen if you say Battle of the Salo.
You can have it crafted through a crafting order. You can basically browse any of
New
the
legendary
recipes that can be
weapon
crafted, pick the one you want for yourself, and then you include some or all of the reagents needed for the recipe, including ones that only you can get your hands on. You can find someone in person to do it right in front of you for you, or you can also go to an NPC and using an auction house-like interface, send the order out. If you're doing this, you can pick, do you want to send the order to anyone, sort of a public order, or do you want to only send it to your guild, or to a specific other player? Maybe it's a friend who will be able to craft the item really well for you.
If you are really dedicated to your craft, you're going to be the best at what you do.
One of the coolest things about this is the item you had crafted can also be soulbound. In the past, you could only get your hands on crafted soulbound items by having that profession yourself. Now anyone can have them crafted for them, which is really neat and really expands the number of items.
As long as I don't have to
really
wear crafted gear as
my
optimal raid item or dungeon item.
Also really cool because it means as a crafter, you can start building your client base. People are going to come back
I better
to
not have to
get certain items.
do this
you're the
to
best at making
for
it,
actual
or you
gear I'm
always
going to
throw a
wear.
little something extra. You're also going to be leveling up
I
your
hope they
profession.
don't do
It's gonna be
a
really
bot
great.
again.
So the first time you go to
Like
craft,
with the
you're
crafted
gonna notice a lot
engine
of different things.
that was
But
so
probably
broke.
the biggest is the
Yeah.
introduction of quality, both to your crafted items and
I
your
just don't-
gathered
It was
reagents.
legit
I don't
best
wanna
slot
buy-
for
works in a
so
pretty
many.
simple way.
I don't
If
want
you
to
craft
buy
something
gear.
that's a higher
Like,
quality,
I
it's
hate
just
buying
gonna be better.
legendaries.
For a
It's
piece
so
of
bad.
gear, that probably means a higher item level.
Yeah.
If it's, for instance, a potion, that might mean a more powerful effect at a higher quality.
And we're doing a lot of new things in the UI. We've put a lot of work into it to make sure that the professions feel really special and unique.
And another thing you might notice in the crafting UI that's new is
Dude, that
the
image of her
introduction
working on it was just her
stats
zooming in and out on
specifically to
it.
your professions, both crafting and
No.
gathering. And this is another sort of major input into quality. Probably the biggest source of your ability to craft items at a higher quality is through crafting specializations. We've had crafting specializations in the past, as far back as original World of Warcraft. With Dragonflight, you can go out and earn specialization points in a whole bunch of different ways.
Oh,
so
no.
maybe you find an old book on a
No.
bookshelf in a ruin somewhere, or a hermit in a cave.
This
who can
sounds
teach
so
you a
fun.
full-time profession. So let's say you're a blacksmith. You might decide that
Can't wait
first
to
you
go
wanna
find a
become an
hermit in a
armorsmith.
cave.
And the more points you spend in armor smithing, the better you're gonna get at crafting all armor.
This also means that if you specialize one way, other people in your guild may specialize in a completely different path. So this means that your guild could have several top blacksmiths and everybody's providing something unique and valuable.
can't wait
the
to
team,
organize
which
this.
is really cool.
Now that reminds me of another update.
Which three
We're
raiders
actually
are
adding
doing
crafting
blacksmithing
tables to
and-
all the different crafting professions. We're gonna take
Yeah,
those and we're gonna put them
I'm
all in
out
the
of
main
snap
city of
if they don't
Valdakin,
fucking
and
take it
you're
back.
gonna go in there and you're gonna get to see all the
No.
different players crafting their items at their cool crafting tables.
Yeah, it means you're gonna walk into the city and you're
You know
gonna
what they
see
didn't
like,
announce?
all these alchemists huddled over
Guild,
here, and you're gonna see all
uh,
these blacksmiths
player
over by the
housing.
forge. There will be other players filling orders or grabbing orders.
Repeat?
There's gonna be a whole
What-
new
what you
crafting
said
area
then?
that's gonna make you
Player
feel
housing?
really part of the world.
Oh,
It
player
just
housing.
Seems like a
Yeah.
much more lively
Yeah, they didn't.
area. Than
I
it
don't
has
care
in the
about that
past.
shit.
What I'm
Not
most
gonna lie.
excited about,
I
though,
don't.
is
Yeah, I
that
think
we're
everyone
what I
just
introducing
expected
new
it
types of
for
gear
some
for every
reason.
profession.
Yeah.
And when you go to
I think it would've been
say,
cool.
Mine and
I think-
Node, you're
maybe not
actually
player
gonna
housing,
see
but
that
like
Garrison
gear. It's gonna
having
be
a
really
guild
great.
hall.
Was
I think
really
that
You're
would
not
have
gonna
been
have
cool.
to carry that stuff around in your backpack anymore. There's actually gonna be
Perhaps,
dedicated
yeah.
slots for each of
I
the
mean,
pieces
I-
of gear. But
it's not something
I'm a
I
numbers
want,
guy.
at least
I love
mean,
progressing.
I'm indifferent to
All
it, I
pieces of
guess.
profession gear
I don't
will have those
mind if
special
it's in or not.
stats that we mentioned before on them. And as you get your hands on
Wait,
better
so is this
versions of
crafting
gear,
system just like
it's
WoD?
really gonna help you get better at your profession.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to the Dragonflight Deep Dive.
You've heard a lot about the content and changes coming in Dragonflight, and we've
Have
got
we?
a lot more in store for you in the coming months.
Until then, we'll see you in Azeroth.
Have we?
Just waiting for them to pull up Ian.
I feel like that lacked any substance at all.
Wait, it's done.
Yeah, that's it.
What the fuck? Where's the systems? This is the only system we got, really, was this.
They didn't say anything about any of the systems or anything. Like,
nah, they did not. Which can be good or bad. It could mean they're not sure yet. It could also mean they're totally fine with how loot works, how M+ works, how targeted loot is. Maybe they also think the amount of loot is fine. I think there's too little loot in this game right now, like from the raids at least. Like raid loot should get buffed, in my opinion.
yeah, so they
Like
said nothing about loot at all. They said nothing of any kind of external power at all.
No, like if I go through my list, they only talked about one point, which was the talent system. They did not mention like more tiers, like the increment of raid releases. They did not
didn't
mention
say anything about Raid or Mythic Plus at all.
Nope.
The only I feel like the only thing we got was a new class with 2 new specs, and that's like locked to that class or race. Sorry, so a race with two like locked specs that it can only be those 2 specs, right?
Yeah.
One of them's healer, one of them's pseudo range DPS, and then we got a talent.
Even
like
that was very vague.
Yeah, this talent revamp system, which they just showed us this cook tree.
I mean, I have mixed feelings about this talent tree now that I think about it more. Like, because now we're removing what we have to add this, and I do actually like what we have right now. Like, I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
I don't think there was a need to revamp it, and I don't think this is actually better. I think it's a good idea. But, like, what they're trying to do is make all specs have the same tools on the left. Like to give Feral Innovate, give all 4 Druid specs same access to like the
it's
Druid
weird
spells.
Because some of these icons are like stuff that like you get baseline.
Yeah.
Like I see Cyclone here, like Cenarian Ward, the Fly, like Wild Charge.
Decurse.
Dispel. It's very strange to me. Like, do you have to spec into them to get access to them at all? Because if that's the case, then this spec has received a massive amount of pruning, which is obviously like really bad.
What worries me as well is also what's gonna factor, like the layout of this tree on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at Innovate where it's located. Like, if you want something on the far left, you're kind of locked away from Innovate and like the far left section, right?
Yeah, like honestly, like what the
to...
fuck is this? Like the more I'm looking at it, like I'm so confused. Like is this like supposed? This can't be a max level talent tree.
I mean, it looks like it because the right side has reached the bottom.
Yeah, so like, can you not reach the bottom
Druids...
on the left side unless you like give up some of these things? Like.
Oh yeah, I meant the rest of the tree, by the way. Like, if I look over there, it looks like it's full. It's filled out, kinda. I mean, I'd expect it to be.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the left right now. Like, this looks like so. Like, why is it asymmetrical? In the like.
Yeah, I don't get
so
that either.
That's the first thing. I'm like, kind of weird about. Let me bring up like the actual thing. So this is like the full thing from the.
Yep, exactly.
So what are these like outside talents?
Well, it looks like they're already pre-selected, or like once you reach like that far down the tree, you unlock them automatically.
Yeah, it's like if you have like 20
once...
points in it, then you get Rebirth, and you have like 20 more points, you get Stamperer,
exactly.
I guess.
Yeah.
Not very clear.
And on the right, it's Trank and whatever that spell is.
Nature Swiftness, yeah. Why like the other thing I don't understand is why do some of them have multiple points allocated to them? Like 3 points.
I actually didn't even notice that until now.
Yeah, 3 points in Cenarian Ward, 1 in this like Do all like all of them have like? Can you put multiple points in all of them for like different ranks of the same spell? Or not?
Yeah, I'd assume the effect just goes up. Like for example, 7% lightning bolt damage, then 14, then 21. Yeah. I think it just enhances the effect.
The other thing I find strange is like, okay, so like the left column here is kind of like feral, the right is kind of like boomkin, but you have Fury of Elune on the left side. You have whatever the fuck this spell is. I don't know. This doesn't even look like an icon. It looks like a book.
Looks like Soul of the Forest, maybe.
Maybe.
Can you zoom in? Control and scroll wheel. I like mouse scroll.
Yeah, I think the quality is
can't
like
even
too
see.
bad. Yeah.
Quality is not that good now.
Yeah. So I don't know what this is, but like, why is Fury of Elune over here when the balance tree is over here?
Also, I'm not sure why Typhoon is far away from Feral, because I think they're probably the ones that should have it closest, because they're, in range for it usually. Like
so that's what like my concern is. Like, okay, so say you're a Feral Druid, you obviously want like most of these talents, but so how the fuck do you get to like over here?
That's what I tried to say earlier. Like if you're like going far right, you're never getting to the far left talents.
Yeah, I feel like the asymmetry of this tree is like very cringe, honestly.
You have to centralize, and then from there you have to kind of go out to the sides. Like that's what this tree is forcing you to in a way. Is
but there isn't even like a central column. It's like there's two side columns.
You like to even remotely get close to the right side, you need to go through remove corruption, kind of like.
Yeah. Like I think like if you were Feral, like you go down this thing, go up the middle, like through remove corruption.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess you take like innervate.
I actually think this is really, really bad. Actually,
it just seems like they put them place them randomly. Unless I'm missing something.
It looked good initially, but now after these, like Fury of Elune on the left, Boomy shit on the right. I mean, the concept I think is good. These trees are not good. I think the idea is good though. Like they want to give you basic druid spell options for all specs. I think that's good, but I don't think this is the way to do it.
I don't know why they take out.
Also, I'm not sure.
Stuff they already.
Do you need 3 ranks? Do you need 3 ranks in like Nature's Guardian, for example, to select remove corruption, or can you just put 1 point in it and then just go?
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be rough.
Like, then I have to spend 3 points and I use the spell.
Yeah, it feels bad spending multiple points in like a better bark skin or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, Mighty Bash, I guess that's not a thing for Boomy or what? Like, look where it is.
I haven't seen it.
It's the bottom left. It's like the far left selected one, or like far bottom left
here.
selected one.
Yeah, I mean it's just like Typhoon from the other side. You have to go like all the way around. I mean, like
so
Foe is
Foe.
Yeah, Foe is the worst one. Like, if you want Foe as a Boomy, you have to go all the way through here, which I guess is fine. I don't know.
I mean,
it seems like this tree is like missing points, or they've like allocated them.
I think they've just allocated it badly.
Yeah, they could have just allocated them inefficiently, I guess.
But I still don't think you have enough to actually have any meaningful customization.
Yeah.
It feels like if you want Foe as a Boomy, you have to spend all your points to get there, and then you're out of options.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of skill expression with this tree. I feel like it's just gonna be cookie cutter. Yeah. It doesn't look like there are many like interesting abilities either. Like pretty much every like in between is like this is gonna be like some DR.
I mean,
like
one suggestion I have is I feel like the DPS specs should be centralized, so they have an easier time to, grab stuff that would bring them to raids. Because bringing like a tank to a raid usually also depends on utility, but they can spec fully into that. Like like if you need a blood decay, they can just spec into Mass Grip. They'll use all their points to get it. But if like a Boomy has to get Foe, they have to spend everything to get it. but if it was centralized, you could have more options.
Yeah,
I think it's just a design
I feel like the thing that makes the PoE tree so successful is that you have like different main paths you can take that each have like offshoots of like wheels of certain kinds of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So the thing that makes the PoE like tree great is that you can get attributes that you want on your way to like the other things you want. Whereas a talent tree like this, like you have to path through things that you don't necessarily want to get the things that you do.
I mean, there's just no incentive for Feral to ever go right, like to the boomy shit. So it feels like it should just be baked in to the specs.
Yeah.
Like, why would a boomy get rake or like thresh? Or I mean, rip, I guess that is.
Yeah, it's very strange, I think.
Like, I think all this pile of crap could be boiled down to a talent tree. Funnily enough, like, just remove damage from the talent trees and just have the rest of tree on the right. Like, I think maybe that's fine, but the left tree just makes no sense to me. I think that could be boiled down to talents, like the current talents we have, like a utility talent calculator.
Yeah, I really just like the general class tree. If this is what it's gonna be like, and how it looks like with the points allocated.
Yeah,
even if it doesn't, I don't like it.
Nah, I don't either. But like comparing this to the rest of tree, I think the rest of tree actually looks somewhat fine. Like,
yeah, this one I don't think is too bad. I'm like a little concerned. Yeah. I think like the idea of travel nodes is what makes PoE work. And this just looks so boring.
But I really like the idea that you get 2 bottom nodes in a way.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
The weird thing for me is you're not getting anything like new with this, right? Like it's Convoke and Flourish.
I suppose the bottom ones, yeah, but I mean the ones prior, there could be new stuff there. You know, like from the artifact weapon, like it enhances your spells, maybe gives them some crit or some random procs.
That's what I would have like considered a success, is if that was what was baked into the talent trees. Like if there had more, if like the travel nodes were more like the stuff in artifact weapons, that would have been cool, I think. We'll see though. I'm not like super doomer about this side of the tree. Although
this side of the tree is fine.
I really just don't understand why it's not symmetrical. Obviously like a lot worse on this side, but like it's actually like
the left side is.
It's actually triggering me that this is so.
I've closed my left eye right now.
Yeah, I feel like I want to throw up. It looks like it's gonna be pretty like friendly though. You have like different profiles. You can just swap. So I guess that'll be okay.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah. The only thing is, I think this is more anti-noob. Like how to explain. It's really. I don't think this is good for beginner players, because look at like how like PvP right now is like you choose 6 talents, and then your 3 PvP talents, and now you have to change your whole tree, like 2 trees, for M+ for PvP for raid. Like for people like me and you, this is whatever in a way. We'll find the cookie cutters, we'll make tabs for it or loadouts as they have specified.
Yeah.
But for new players, when they come in like fresh to the game, they're like, "Holy fuck! I have so many talents. Which one do I choose for raid and plus
let's
leveling?"
Be honest,
you know,
they're just going to Icy Veins.
They're going to Icy Veins, but I mean, I don't think that's what was supposed to happen with this system. I thought they wanted some sort of choose, like they want to give you options and you choose certain parts in the tree. I think that's what they thought you want to go with, but the layout, because it's not symmetrical, forces weird efficient paths instead of options. You just select what's best for your budget.
Yeah, I think that's true. I hope they make like, I don't know, in the end this is going to have the same problem as like the current talent trees, where Some stuff is just useless and you're never gonna pick it, and then some stuff is like OP in all the content, so you always pick it.
But this is also tuning nightmare for Blizzard. If they actually care about options, they're gonna have to balance all these nodes. I mean, the early ones kind of whatever, because they're gonna be picked regardless, obviously. But like it's the bottom ones that are the most impactful, like Convoke or I don't know what the other two are. But if either one of those three is just those three options are super strong, it forces that path regardless.
Yep. I'm wondering what this is gonna look like for like Mage and.
I think they're gonna put. I think they're gonna put like stuff like Rune of Power and Evocation maybe on the class tree, and they're gonna leave everything like fire specific, like Pyroblast damage.
Yeah, like is this gonna be Touch of the Magi?
Oh, you mean the bottom one, the spec one?
Or what's the Kyrian ability? If I can.
Yeah,
Spark.
Radiant Spark. I really hope Spark is there, but I don't think it's gonna fix the issue. The Spark only, like with Arcane specifically, without diving too much into it. I mean, it only works because of the legendary plus Spark. Like, it doesn't work if either one is removed. Then the other is obsolete as well.
Like, I'm curious how much of the current like legendaries and 4 sets and stuff is gonna be like baked into the talent tree.
And I hope that they keep like certain playstyles like Arcane, as you said, perhaps other specs as well, because they did actually improve a lot. I don't want to go back to what Arcane was pre-Shadowlands. It was not fun.
Yeah, I mean, everything is just going to be so barren if this is just like the base specializations without any of the Bard power like baked into the system.
The more I look at this, the more I just want talents to stay. Honestly, I don't think this is good at all.
Yeah, just
because they're also pruning us with this.
Yeah, it's like you have to take this talent, otherwise you won't have Dispel anymore.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Like you have to take this or you won't have Innervate. You have to take this or you won't have Typhoon. You have to take this or you won't have.
And as a guardian, you're just not getting the bottom node if you want your utility for M+.
Yeah, and I mean,
like
the
if
thing,
you want,
like if you're taking all the utility like stun, knock, innervate, CC,
and master root as well, and stun,
interrupt. Like if you're taking all that, then you just don't have the points to get like the actual like power in the tree, right?
Yeah, exactly. It really does not seem well thought out in terms of how it's gonna play out. I think the idea was just, let's give them some options. Let's make them customize the spec. But in reality, this is just a prune.
Yeah, the exact opposite of what I wanted. GG.
Yeah. I don't think this is missed from vanilla, like this talent tree. I mean, some say they miss it, but like in reality, you pick your point once you hit level 60, and you forgot about it. You never changed again.
Yeah, I did not like those twos at all.
Whereas with Live WoW, it's you actually change your talents pretty regularly, and you actually think about what you want to play on certain fights. And I think they should have kept that and just balanced it better, because some rows were, like for Mage, for example, there's some rows that have just not been changed in so long. Like we have played Rune of Power now since I could walk. I think like
you just have some really decrepit talents.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, exactly. And there's also some talent rows that is like let's use fire again, like Conflag, which is so minor and single target that if there's at any point one flame strike in the fight, you'll pick flame patch.
Yeah.
Like there needs to be better balancing than that. I think, because I think choice is good, but I also think there should be better balancing of the talent trees to make
I think Mage is a good example.
Yeah,
like
let's see
really
when you log in.
Talents.
Yeah, it has a lot of bad talents. But the thing is, it's like, it's not constantly been the same one that's broken over and over. It changes cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Like it's always a cookie cutter, but it changes like expect to expect. I would actually say right now, Fire at least is in a good spot. Because you can play Kindling and you can play Chasm, for example.
I got add-ons at the wazoo.
This is the big mage. Let's see. Let's see the
Talents
talent
have
tree.
been reset. All right, here we go. Frost. Okay, what even is this row?
Well, this is basically about your pet.
Yeah, you like.
Yeah,
I mean, when was the last time you took a pet as Frost? It's like Legion, right?
I don't even think you did in Legion. No, you did not in Legion either. Oh wait, you did actually. I remember now. You did in Legion. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think at some point you swapped it out. I think it was at the end you swapped it out to Lonely
Yeah, I
Winter.
think it was like maybe like Nighthold or something.
Yeah. It's so far back I actually can't remember.
This is like you're never taking anything but Shimmer. You're never taking anything but Rune of Power. Well, I guess.
Yeah, admittedly you did play Flow before.
Yeah, you could take Flow, but this is just a bad talent.
But that's
right.
But that's the thing, right? Like in BFA you only played Flow, and then in this expansion you only played Rune. There's never diversity, like in terms of what to pick in that talent row. Like you can lock in the first 5 rows and never change them in Shadowlands. And we haven't. Like we have not changed the first 5 rows in Shadowlands. Some people did some focus magic shit, but I mean it was barely better.
I mean this is just a meme.
Yeah, I mean when are you playing 2 Frost mages?
Yeah, this is like a meme simp thing. I don't mind this talent, but it's kind of like non-interactive.
I wish it was stronger, honestly, because Rune is really bad to play.
Like I feel like if it had a stronger flux, then maybe you'd play around it more. But I don't think you did. I don't think you played around it that much. Yeah.
It was just pick and forget.
You happened to do more damage at a different time.
Yeah.
This is the old artifact ability.
Yeah, it is. Which is like, why is it even there still? Like, we haven't picked it since Legion.
Yeah.
Actually, we picked it when we played No Icelands for a bit, but then. But now we play Chain Reaction, and we have not played the others the whole expansion.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like unless the whole game is broken and you're not Icelancing, you always just take this talent, right?
Yep.
So these probably need to be changed. Like so far, this talent row is dead. This talent row is dead. This talent row is dead, and this talent 4 out of 4. This is like a utility.
I think Shimmer just needs to be baseline. Honestly, I think it's just too good to not have baseline. Like no tuning will ever fix that.
Yeah.
Like even if they made it a 1 minute cooldown 2 charge blink, I would still play it just for the fact that I can cast while blinking.
Yeah. That's
honestly,
too good,
I rarely blink. I rarely blink in raids if I don't need to like cast. Like I just blink and cast and min-max that way. And then we have Frigid Winds,
shit.
whatever. Yeah, I mean this rose, whatever. I mean you did play Ring of Frost and Sylvanas, but it wasn't really needed. Like you could just Binding Shot as well.
Like this ability has some utility in dungeons and some
you can pull around corners and ring them all.
This is like a PvP talent, I guess. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And this is just like why?
I will say the next talent row is actually that is our only choice that we have right now. Like on single target, you do play Comet Storm. On 2 to 5, I would say you play splitting. I'm not sure if it's 5 or 6, but it's like in that in that cleave range.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you do Freezing Winds on like massive AoE. So there's that row is good.
This
I like
row's
that
alive. Yeah, we like this one.
This row's alive, and you do play all 3 regularly. I mean, in raid you swap between 2. You swap between Comet and Splitting a lot. So that is a good row in my opinion. Lot of choice. The last one is completely that might be the worst row.
Terrible.
Yeah.
If you ever pick
this isn't even a row.
or this, like something is horrifyingly wrong with the spec.
Like your choice is 100% Icy Veins uptime or Rare Frost. That's what that talent was.
Yeah, it's just like so dead. So currently we have one row that's well designed, and then a bunch like you never spec off of Thermal Void or any of these other talents.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally just the 45 row that's good.
And like comparing that to like the talent tree we saw, it's just like I don't know, man. I don't think it like really addresses the issue.
I think it makes the issue worse, if anything.
Yeah. Like, how many of these are like actual abilities?
Because that's I was about to say. Because there's only like 5 actual spells or 6 actual spells.
Yeah, like what are the real choices you have here, right? You have to spec Dispel. You have to spec. I guess you don't have to spec Ironbark. Like technically, very low chance you don't spec Ironbark, right? So
no, but let's for science. Can you open the in-game one as well, just really quick? The Frost Mage tree.
Yeah.
Like, look, how would you put that in there? Like, would you just put in Icy Veins in there? Like, obviously you take Icy Veins. Like,
yeah, like that's what it looks. That's what it looks like they've done. Is that instead of making talents for this like talent tree, they've taken actual like abilities from the spec and made them talents.
Yeah, exactly.
So instead of getting all this stuff for free, then now I have to like actively spec into it and like give up certain things that I already had before for things that I want. That feels really bad.
I think this is not good at all. But I do think this fixes one issue, which is sometimes a talent row made no sense. Like, there was no choice to be made because the talents were like completely different. Like, it was not. How to explain? There was I think it was BFA where they started moving around the talents, like into different rows because they made no sense. But there's still some cases of that today. I'm just trying to think like if there's one for mage. I know there's one for other classes, but I don't know if there's for mage actually.
What do you mean, like?
I guess fire has one. Like, for example, if you look at fire, you have the second last row is like you'd think that's about AoE, but but really, what is conflict doing that kind of like the other two is clearly AoE purpose talents, and then you have a single target purpose talent in there.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why that's the thing.
I mean, like I understand the idea of having like choose between like AoE and single target, like in the same row.
Yeah, but I thought the idea of talents was to pick, like based on the situation. Whereas I think that's pretty obvious in a way. Like on single target, you're always taking this no brain. Like I thought there would be different single target options, I guess, and different AoE options.
It'd be cool. It'd be cooler if well. So like on one hand, you could have this row be like single target only, and have like 3 compelling options for single target.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like that in my head makes more sense, because that's what they're doing with the other things. Like look at the rune row. That's a damage aim, bro.
But if they were all 3 single target, like wouldn't you take the same one every time?
Well, that's what I wanted. Well, you would, but that's because of poor balancing as well, like poor tuning. Yeah. Like there would be fights where, for example, there's a damage aim on the boss, and then maybe a burstier single target talent in that row is much better, and you'd have to think yourself to that conclusion.
Yeah.
Or maybe you want a 1 minute cooldown on this fight instead of a 1.5 minute, or like you want kindling, for example, on this fight because of time loss. Or maybe 2 minutes are good, like a Rygolon.
That's the kind of talents that they would need to make for like there to actually be skill expression in the talent tree.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like rows like the 45 one is just, it shouldn't be a thing in my opinion. I think you should have maybe Flame Patch should be baseline, and then not have that row. Like this could be pruned away for my money. Like you have Flame Patch and Living Bomb baseline, perhaps, or just Living Bomb baseline, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, so you like change it so you're choosing more about how you want your spec to play in that encounter or in the dungeon, as opposed to like, oh, I'm gonna be doing single target, I'm gonna pick this one. Oh, I'm gonna be doing AoE.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like right now, as long as there are more than one target at any point, you just pick Flame Patch. If you ever like, if you Flame Strike once, you Flame Patch.
Yeah.
But for example, I really like the bottom row. Like they just need to buff media a bit. But I really like, okay, 2 minutes are good for this fight. Okay, no point playing Kindling. I'll play Klasm or Meteor. And then you just pick between those two, which one is better, right? Like, or if you want a shorter combust for a fight, then obviously Kindling is really good for that purpose. Like Sludge Fist. You have a combust for every pillar because you played Kindling. But right now, Meteor is so undertuned, like it's extremely undertuned. I don't know what. That's another issue as well, is that they just don't tune these talents.
Yeah, and that's the other reason I wanted like a faster cycle, is because they could do tuning more often.
Yeah.
Like receiving tuning every like 4 months would be feel really good, I think.
But the first row as well, I think is really good. That's also, I mean, I do actually like it, because on one hand you can choose, like for progress sake, to play Firestarter, for example, or if it's like an Ashvane type of fight, or Lihuvim where you hold for ads. Like there's some choice. I mean, Searing Touch is too strong, obviously. That is just a tuning issue, in my opinion.
Yeah, like if this was like 70%.
Yeah.
Or 75.
But I do like the different identities for the same purpose, in a way. Like, it's clearly single targeted. I mean, you can Scorch Snipe, obviously, but it's clearly like made for an encounter where if you want opener damage, one is better. Execute damage, the other is better. Like, and obviously the
like
one
if you just made this above 70, like these two talents would be competitive, right?
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Why does this row even exist? Like, what is this? Yeah, I don't take fucking Blast Wave.
I mean, the one after that is like, I don't even know why that one's there still as well.
Yeah.
Especially because they made it so Combust drops a rune. Like, they made all mage cooldowns drop a rune.
This one
like,
is really
it's
bad
literally
too, right?
too broke.
Like,
yeah, I mean, that is the worst one. The 35 one and 31, those two are equally as bad. They're like, you have never seen any other talent.
Yeah, like there's no way you don't take this. Also, no way you don't take this. Unless for some reason someone makes
you
take
you could go ring.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Like if you go ring, it's just for some dumb thing, honestly. Yeah, I mean, not the worst, but like this talent, like what is this?
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Like, there's no synergy between Frost Nova and Fire. Like, there's no Shatter, so I don't get it really. Like, if that was Dragon's Breath has 2 charges instead, maybe.
Yeah, so we have this row is good except for Meteor. We don't have any like actual good rows on Fire Mage.
No, there's no row where 3 options are good.
Yeah, and then this just isn't tuned correctly either. Like this is the closest, I guess, because it has 2 that are competitive.
Yeah.
But this is just under tune.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the 45 one has choices, but it's not choices. It's just, if you do single target, it's number 2, and if it's AoE, you just pick Flame Patch. There's no thinking. It's just, you just use a tome whenever there's more than 1 kind of thing. And now I think
so across two mage specs, we have 1 row that's like completely good. Like
we're not gonna find a row here either.
Oh, you don't like this talent, Arcane Familiar?
I don't even get what this seems like some vanilla RP shit. Like, I'm not sure what this row is. Like, you pick Amplification, and then you just forget about it.
Yeah.
like mana is not a thing that is not a big thing anymore. Like I don't, and the other two talents are clearly about mana.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the first one is too, but it's not in the same way.
Yeah, it's different. It just makes your arcane missiles do more damage. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we come to the row that I absolutely despise because you can play Slipstream. Some people actually play Slipstream, but what I'm mad about is Master of Time because that thing makes no sense. Like they remove displacement to add this, and this is not the same thing. Now it's a talent that works differently.
Reduce the cooldown of Ultra Time by 30 seconds. Ultra Time resets the cooldown of Blink when you return to your original location. So it just gives you a Shimmer charge when you do it? Or a Blink charge because you can't tap Shimmer.
A blink charge. Yeah.
That is...
But displacement was different in this. Like,
yeah.
This is just an alter time that gives you a blink.
Displacement took you back to where you blinked from, right?
Yeah, exactly. It took you back to where you blinked from, and that was so much better.
Yeah.
Like you could just, like for example, what I did usually was, if I ruined it at an unfortunate time, let's just say it like that, and a mechanic came down on my rune, I'd just blink out and displace back.
Yeah.
But I have to waste alter time on that shit, or I have to double blink with Shimmer to do that now. It's that doesn't seem right. Also, Slipstream, I mean, some people like it a lot, but there's so many bugs with it that I don't want to play it really. Like missiles stopping, like you stop casting missiles sometimes, and it just stops your cast because of latency.
Yeah.
If you press it fast or some shit, I don't know. It's really bad.
So this is terrible. This is terrible. This is terrible.
I mean, I'd say the 25 row for Arcane, you can play 2 of them at least, but I think in reality you should play Shimmer.
Yeah.
But there's actually many
that if this wasn't bugged, you would play it maybe.
I would if it wasn't bugged, but there's many that play it despite the bug. So it's not. I think it's like 70% would play Shimmer. I don't know the numbers. I'm just making them up, but
yeah. So
it's close. I think it's fine in reality.
And a live row, but this talent is dead.
That talent is dead. Yeah.
Yeah. These 2 talents are dead. Nether
Tempest is completely dog shit, like unusable. You pick between Echo and Resonance. Actually, right now you do play Echo and single. Yeah, you do. Because of the double legendary, Echo is actually good now. It's your best on single target now. Finally, the single target one is better on single target than the cleave one.
Let's go, dude. Nice. Wait, is this a single?
It's not
target?
even.
This is an AoE talent.
Yeah, but it's because the other one,
yeah,
like barely gets any value from single target.
Yeah, none. Chrono shift.
But
nice.
But as soon as you can cleave with barrage, you pick resonance, obviously.
Yeah. So 2 alive.
I'm gonna be honest. Chrono shift is the only thing that really makes any sense here. It's too fucking good. Like, it's really good. And I use this in raid all the time.
I remember watching you. It's actually like giga nice.
Yeah, I actually cannot play the game if I have to play ring. And I used to play ring on Sylvanas if I was the only mage in the raid, and it was really bad.
Yeah, I remember that. That was not the vibe.
Yeah, okay.
Use Arcane Orb, right?
Next row. Yeah. Next row.
Next row. Oh no.
I don't, dude. I'm gonna raise your awareness to why is Supernova in that row. I actually don't get it. Why is Supernova there? Why is Nether Tempest there? Like in the other row as well. I don't get it. Like, what is this?
Pulse's Arcane knocking them upward.
Like it barely deals any damage.
Yeah. It's like a CC talent, like kinda. You could do it on an ally. What the fuck?
But Arcane Orb just gives you charges.
Yeah.
And does more damage.
The Arcane Explosion talent, nice. Yuck.
It actually used to be the best in BFA because it worked differently. I also think Orb was placed differently. That's why. Like Orb and Reverberate wasn't in the same row in BFA.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's why. Yeah, we can just pick the first one and forget again. Time Anomaly is the worst thing I've ever seen in this game. It's so bad. Like, it's so bad. Like,
yeah.
This is literally the slot machine of slot machine.
Wait, like, that's literally worse than Outlaw. What the fuck? What is that?
Yeah, the only way this has any value is if you proc your arcane power during your mini burn.
This is actually does it make you channel the evocation?
No.
Okay.
No.
That would be so troll. You just start evocating.
Yeah, nah, dude, this shit is just like, look at what Overpowered does. You cannot not play it.
That's way better. Like the accurately named.
Yeah. And then Enlighten is literally the BFA trait. They just took the BFA trait and put it back in as a talent, and it's dog shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
it was
in
called
Arcane,
Echo Ghost,
you have no good talent.
There's
rows.
no.
You have
the only one that's good is 35.
Yeah, you have one where you can pick 2, and then the movement ability you can pick 2.
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
pretty bad.
But it's also the problem with Arcane is it has the most one-sided talents ever as well. It's not like, I mean, Fire has it as well with Flame On, I guess, but like Overpowered, why would you ever pick the other two? Like, I actually don't ever see any situation for the other two.
Yeah. I know, it's really bad. I mean, I think this is one of the worst upkept specs for sure.
I mean, they forgot about it, I think. I think it's just a neglected spec.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So, across all 3 specs, we have one complete talent row where like all 3 choices are competitive. And then maybe like...
I actually forgot which road it was.
It was Frost.
Oh yeah, it was Frost. It was Splitting Ice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where there's 3 meaningful choices that are clearly better in certain scenarios. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all 3 are used regularly.
Yeah, so we had one of those in 3 specializations, and we had like maybe like 6 or 8 where like 2 were competitive and the third was unplayable, and then the rest of them were just bad.
I mean, it's crazy. It's actually crazy. I didn't know it was that bad.
Yeah.
I knew it was bad, but I didn't know it was this bad.
And then you go to like this tree, and I don't know.
I don't think Arcane will actually work. Like, I don't think so. You have to add the legendary and current spell at the bottom of the, I guess, the resto tree, but it should be Arcane tree then.
Yeah.
Like 2 of the bottom 3 nodes has to be the legendary and the current spell for that spec to work. I mean, it's just an Arcane rant, I guess, because that spec needs a lot of fucking help, I think. But
so I think the biggest concern as like a wrap up with this is like that they are replacing talents where at least like some of the time you'd pick something interesting with abilities that you already had in the base class that you have to now choose between.
Yeah, basically. I mean, to be fair, if we like about the mage talents again, I mean, there are some situations for PvP talents to be better. Like, but I didn't care. I didn't mention that because I don't PvP.
Yeah, it's just very strange to have them in the same. Like, there's like 2 PvP talents like right now, maybe 3. Like the double Frost Nova shit, the Ring of Frost kinda, and then like a couple other like niche ones.
I mean, for example, in PvP you do play Firestarter a lot because you could also play the middle one, Pyromaniac, because if they're an execute, like typically Scorch has no value. It's like 1 Scorch. Like, it's not in PvP more likely than not. If you're a mage, you revolve around setups and targets are typically full health, so Firestarter is inherently better.
Yeah, I think the talents are like generally built for PvE and then like have a few
exactly
PvP options. But I don't like that really. I feel like they should just give you a couple more PvP talents and let you customize it there. Although with the new system, I guess you'll be able to like make a full PvP oriented tree, which would be good, I think.
I mean, right now as well, you play Living Bomb because if you pick Conflict, you can break sheep, and if you pick Flame Patch and you ever Flame Strike, you can break sheep. So you just pick Living Bomb and never press it. I mean, you can press it, I guess, but the idea is that you don't press it because you don't remove blinds and sheeps. Like that sort of thing as well is kind of bad. Like that you pick a talent because the other two are just worse. Like you just pick the least bad.
Yeah, apparently there's like something with tier sets, like concept art.
Oh,
should be up on the
let's
screen.
See. Yep. Why does Mage and Lock look the same?
Yeah, I'm trying
like,
to.
It looks very
someone
similar.
just linked this in Discord, so I'm trying to figure out what it is. If this is like real or not. Okay, so I think this is just like concept art for the tier, I guess. Best guess. We'll operate under that assumption for now. I mean these. Okay, so this is the problem I have with the tier recently, is that they haven't gone with like a class identity style for the art, like on the tier. And this is like the first.
Yeah, there's no.
This is the first tier where they've had like different sets for each class, since BFA, where they like stopped, where they just had like armor, like a same look for each armor type. But like generally like all the sets are very like yellow themed, like they don't really have anything to do with the class at all. This tier. So, I mean, maybe, and you can see like the tokens are kind of similar now with this concept art, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I think they tried to make some class identity. Like Druid makes sense, Rogue makes sense, Hunter makes sense, DK makes sense.
Yeah, this actually looks like way better than what we have right now, right?
Yeah. I don't think Mage and Lock makes any sense though. I don't know. It doesn't look like a Mage and it doesn't look like a Lock. To me at least.
The Mage set is not giving me like Mage vibes, but it does look fucking sick. So
it looks good, yeah. I suppose the Lock one looks more like a Lock.
Yeah, I actually really like. Yeah, I really like the like ruined tassets, or like not ribbons, but like these drapings. I think that's actually fucking sick.
I think my favorite might honestly be DH as well. It looks really good. With the DH horns as well, and the spikes. I think this looks good.
These priest shoulders could be really sick with the helmet. I like the priest actually a lot. I like the
Evoke obviously is cool.
Yeah, depending on how these like look in game, could be really sick. Yeah, the paladin one, this actually looks like a tank.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like the warrior one. That doesn't look like a warrior.
Yeah,
looks like a shaman.
Yeah, it feels like it would
the
be
rock elements.
Yeah.
And the shaman one, I mean, it looks like a shaman as well, but that one looks more like a warrior than the warrior one.
Yeah, the evoker art is kind of weird. I'm not like it's kind of like visually confusing, like what's going on here.
I like the boots, the dragon head on the boots.
Yeah.
I think Monk got the short straw.
I kind of like Monk. I like this little like hair ribbon thing.
Dude, actually, I think it looks.
Yeah, I think if it's
tiny. I don't know if it's the model.
It is. It does look tiny, but I think if this is like animated in game, that would be pretty cool. Like you see
Dude,
this
look at him.
behind you.
Look, he's like surrounded by fucking chats and shit.
Yeah,
and he looks so small.
The shaman set looks fucking sick, right? Like these shoulders look amazing. If they actually look like that. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is kind of a short straw, but not bad.
I think I might change actually. I think I might say the shaman one is the best. Honestly, it looks so good.
Yeah. I like the druid as well.
Yeah, it's good. Rogue as well is good as well. I think monk and mage got the short straw. I'm not gonna lie.
What do we got here? All right, I think luck is my favorite.
Okay, that's.
I think
I don't.
shaman's
I
my
have
second
it
favorite.
very Can you send me that? I'll make a ranking as well.
Yeah. Hmm. I actually really like the priest too.
Yeah, it looks good actually. Right, I've made my rankings from sending.
Let's see.
I think it's completely different than what you have. Oh yeah, I can already tell it's completely different.
All right, shaman's the best. Yeah,
I think
mean,
it's
it's definitely fucking good. Yeah,
it's really good.
Paladin. Yeah,
I mean, I
this one
guess
looks
you
sick
can
too.
half. Can you half screen both of us? Like yours on the left, mine on the right, maybe.
Yeah.
You can like drag it to the side, and yeah, then snap up.
There we go.
Yeah, like if you start from the left, just go one by one, I guess.
Okay, so
maybe that's.
Yeah, Rogue, you put a lot higher than I did.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you have it that low. I think it looks really
I think
good,
it
and
is
there's
good.
a
I
clear
think I'm gonna
class
change
identity.
it. Yeah, I think it's like good 5. Yeah, I think ranking them was wrong. I think that should be like tiers, but I think Rogue is fine.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be upset if I was a Rogue player. I think the shoulders look really cool.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah. So like as far as like which ones are goated, Shaman definitely goated. Paladin, goated for sure.
I think
you put Warlock pretty low, I think. Demon Hunter pretty high.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. I just really like that DH set. I think it clearly looks like a Demon Hunter to me.
Yeah, it does.
Looks like a Dreadlord. Is I think the only one that I might change is Pella. I think maybe it's too high, but
yeah, it is pretty high.
Like I think, for example, it should maybe be below Druid actually, but whatever.
Yeah. Like I think I'd
maybe
put
it's like
Druid, Rogue, Shaman, Paladin, Warlock, Priest in like A tier.
Yeah.
And then everything else except Evoker and DH in B tier. And I put Evoker and DH in C tier. I actually like this Priest mug a lot.
Yeah, I think. I mean, there's a reason to like it as well. I'm not denying that. I mean, for me, it's like meh. It's average. I don't. There's
That's
no
what
special.
I feel about the Demon Hunter one. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I can see what you mean as well.
Yeah.
I just think the fire looks fucking cool though, and the spiky elements.
Yeah, the thing that the Warlock one reminds me of is like a Lich summoner. Like if the like these if these ribbons are animated like as you're walking around, like that would be so cool.
I honestly I might honestly have put Mage last place. I just don't see any Mage resemblance on that set at all.
Yeah, I don't either. I feel like this is it's kind of like harkens back to the like Cataclysm set, I think. With these like high shoulders.
There is a priest set I remember from back in the days that looks so good, and you look like an angel.
Yeah.
In it.
A lot of the presets are really good.
I think it's tier 5 preset. Yeah, if you just write tier 5 priest in Google, I guess. Or like whatever. I can send it actually.
Yeah, I just don't get mage at all from this. I get like dragon. Like I feel like they just like they're just like, oh yeah, this is a dragon expansion, we'll make put some dragon shit in there.
This is why I don't want to rate priest higher. I think this set is just too good that I linked you. Like this is what a priest is, in my opinion. Like some sort of angel
yeah.
Healing.
I really like the TOS priest set.
But it's TOS priest. Tomb of Sargeras priest. Tier 20. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Same theme. Looks like an angel with light wings.
Or
like light cross.
The mage set that I thought it looked like. I was kind of like this
the
one.
The Tomb mage set? Yeah, the Firehawk one. I think, funny enough, challenge mode mage set is really good. Like it looks really good. Also, the toss mage set is also good.
Oh, it's this one. That's what that one reminded me of. It was like the high shoulder.
Yeah, that's the toss one.
It just doesn't look like cloth to me.
No, I don't understand what the fuck I've gotten, dude. We got the short straw.
Short straw. Yeah, it's just okay. Just go lock primo class.
This is a 5 p.m. Friday night transmog that I got. Some lazy ass shit.
Yeah, I just hope they look this good in game, because obviously like the
Shaman is like a Monday morning, 9 a.m. Just like fresh out of weekend, full pump.
Just had the monster.
Yeah. I actually think I've given the druid one little props, maybe as well. I think it could be higher as well. It looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
But I actually really like the paladin one. It looks like a fucking tank. Like that shit looks fucking good.
Yeah, I feel like this is just weird for non-tank players.
Yeah. Like a holy paladin healing with that shit, like That's gonna look weird.
Yeah, it's like this gives off very like tank vibes. This whole set.
Yeah, 100%. I think monk I would not move. I think it's a solid 10th place. It looks like a monk, but it's not pretty.
Yeah, it could use some help.
Like
I
the
think.
hair is cool, but that's all that's cool is literally the hair.
Yeah, I mean it's like a lot of elements are alright. Maybe it's the model it's on.
I mean, the model definitely is a big reason. Like
what
I
even,
swear,
is this
if they made
female?
the character tall,
Is this like female human?
yeah, I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like when the shoulder pads are just like hanging like this and the head like helm looks really small, it's...
I don't get the helm. It makes no sense. Did they go for a dragon theme on everyone, kinda?
Yeah.
With some touch of the class, and I don't know. The helm looks off. The monk helm.
They've gone for like mostly closed helmets, or like they'll have some like feature on it, where like you can't see the neck, which generally makes it look good. But like for some reason, it's when they're like full neck.
Yeah.
Interesting for
Fucking
sure.
Annoying.
But this is a lot more promising than the stuff we've seen in the past for tier, for sure.